readers.
It was my glow up. No, hello. All right, we gotta do the share. We gotta do all the things.
Oh yeah.
We get all those things. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
All right.
Good
share
morning.
this
Good
out.
morning. Oh,
Doo.
actually, in front of me.
Oh wait, no, not that one. Hello, friends. Welcome in. Say hi.
Good
Got an exciting morning.
Good morning.
It is no longer Spirit, Signs, and Sips. We are now officially the crowned medium.
Yay!
But look, we have 3 crowned mediums.
Yay!
Hello,
Oh my gosh.
Yessie. Hi,
Yessie's
friend.
here. Oh my
Yessie's here.
gosh,
Yessie's in
Yessie.
the house.
I'll put this up so I can see everyone's comments in case
I know.
questions.
And then, of course, now Olive's going to drink as loud as she possibly can for a good
Oh.
1 minute solid.
Olive can do whatever.
She can do whatever she
Exactly.
wants.
This is what's happening.
This is Olive's house. We just
Exactly.
borrow
Good
it.
morning, April.
Good morning. Hello, April. Hello, friends. Hello.
Amazing.
All right. So we have lots of things going on today. It is a party, Shelly.
Yeah.
It's a party. Look, Carrie's here in my house. Usually we're side by side.
In
Hi,
person.
Rob. Rob, we were just talking about you last night.
Oh, we were talking about you last night, Rob.
We were.
We were spying on your live.
We
Just
were.
kidding.
But we were. You were doing a reading, so we didn't interject.
Mhm.
And so this is my friend Michelle.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Michelle Oyler.
Excited to be here.
Hi, Lucy. Hello.
Hi, Lucy.
So tap and share. Do all the. I'm not supposed to say that.
Oh,
am
yeah. I can say it. So if you guys make sure on TikTok, if you're here, you do the heart me, which is in the top, as you know. And also, if you could just tap. Are you setting? You should set yourself a gift goal.
I did that. Maybe not.
You
Maybe
just
I
do it with
didn't.
roses at the bottom. Yeah. Anyway, good morning, everybody. If you guys can just tap, that would be so amazing. Thank you so much.
Wait, how do I do that now that I've already started?
Oh yeah, you just go into I don't know, like co-live. Let me think.
I'm
So
already
I'm almost
live.
like if you just tap the 3 on the bottom, and then it should say somewhere. Does it say
Right there.
anything about gifts?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. And then just set
Usually I
whatever
just
you
have
want.
my-
If you want to do roses, is probably easiest one.
Also, how cool is that?
I know.
What the heck? And it's the vault.
I'm telling you,
We were there.
things have changed.
We were there
Things have
last
changed.
night.
Yeah, we were.
We were in the vault.
You can just do anyone that just do roses. It's easy because then you can get to an easy, quick goal.
Okay.
Just to low you a little bit.
Well,
in the
where
center.
are the roses?
little-
Like,
all right, there
oh,
you go.
there they go. Here we
Just
go.
do it for 100. It's the unification. It's crazy.
So much to learn.
Mhm.
Wait, but how do I?
Go. You just tap it, and then
I
you
do.
can. Where's the pen that says what you're doing, and you say how it.
No,
what
I
does it
don't.
say?
I don't want to do the gallery.
Oh yeah, I got it.
That's not it. That's not it. Let's do that. Oh wait. Ooh,
Gift goals.
Where do you see that?
I know exactly. I have to
I
like
don't
look
see
at
it.
it myself.
I don't. How about we just not do that
We
right
won't
now?
do it this morning.
We're not gonna
We'll
do it.
figure it out. It's
I usually
okay.
do it ahead of time.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Hello.
Oh, I love
All right, so we're talking about all kinds of cool things today. We're talking about, so the reason these ladies are in town, well, Michelle lives in town, but so what we're doing is we're doing a show called what is our show called?
Beyond the veil.
Beyond. Is it? Is it Beyond the Veil? No.
Through the veil.
Through the veil.
Through the veil.
Through the veil.
See?
Something with the veil.
Through the Veil.
We're already in the behind the
I know.
veil. That's why
The caffeine's not kicked in.
Exactly.
Through the Veil. You couldn't find it either Okay, so Rob couldn't find the gift thing last night. So it's not just us.
They're just they're
Ah,
recalibrating.
thank you,
everything.
April. Thank you.
April.
And I know, right, Chrissy?
Yeah. Oh my God, Chrissy.
Chrissy. So and then we got April over here in the Instagram. Woo, woo. We
All
have a
right,
whole
we
one.
love that. We love that.
the Instagram. Are we? I don't think we're allowed to say that, are we?
Mhm.
For the
Hey,
tickety
Tammy.
talkities.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
So I know
That's
Tammy's
okay.
like,
we're already in
"What?"
violation. Probably. It's fine.
I exist in violation.
We are sorting it.
And I got Lorenda over here from Washington.
Oh,
and that-
hey.
Another Lorenda. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. It's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Lorenda.
Oh my gosh. Happy birthday to the
Yay.
Virgos.
Yes. Oh, yes. Virgo season.
Yes.
I know. Well, that's why it got cold here in Indiana, is because it's no longer Leo season.
Thanks, you guys, for the hearts. We
And-
appreciate you.
It's all about Leos. from being honest.
We appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you. All right, so we're talking about, we have our show, our live in-person show on Camp Chesterfield grounds. It's not a Camp Chesterfield event. I want to be clear about that. We have rented the space, so we, but it's on the heels of, or on the, it's not the heels, the precipice. I don't know. It's the day before trance workshop.
Yeah.
So there it is. We have a trance workshop at Camp Chesterfield, which has not been done for many, 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 many years.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort to get it on the books.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, look, there's Meg.
Oh, hey,
Meg. Hi, Meg. So it took a long time for it to get to become a thing. So Carey flew in, and so we're going to be doing the thing Friday night, and then we're doing trance mediumship workshop all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Eileen. So that's why we're here. And I was like, Michelle, do you just want to come to my house and be on TV?
Yay, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about our journeys. We're going to talk about mediumship, our thoughts on everything, philosophies on the world. Not really. I don't care. I do, but I don't. And yeah. And then we're going to be able to take in questions. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I know, right? We're rocking the crowns.
Mm-hmm. We had to. It's
just saying.
Show.
Just saying. And look, there's JJ. JJ popped in.
Oh my God, JJ.
Please say hi.
Say hi.
He did. Hello. He says enjoy.
He's our incredible medium from Oregon.
Oh, yeah. I got to meet him in person.
Him. Yep.
Love him.
He's an incredible medium. You would love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've done lives with him before and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to meet him at our event in
Yeah.
Oregon. So anyway, so I think we should just take turns, ladies, on what we want to tell our stories. So Michelle's the new guy, so I think we should make her go first.
I think we should. Pressure.
All right.
All right.
So what's the first question?
Tell us about your mediumship. Do you want to trade places?
No.
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 Oh, you're like, no thanks.
I'm staying right by. You're the front.
Oh wait,
You're the
look,
front
we're
medium.
in Olin Mills. Wait, let's be in Olin
my
Mills.
I'm like one of three sisters. I'm like one of three sisters. This is so comfortable for
Isn't
me.
it?
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it's totally the trilogy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my brothers were in the background going,
I know.
well, I'm front.
Yes.
You are something special if you survive having brothers.
Mhm.
And
No
you're the
kidding.
girl. Yeah.
No kidding.
Mhm.
Anyway, so let's talk about Michelle's journey, your journey in mediumship and how where'd you start?
Right.
Where are you
Yeah,
here
I
now?
don't know this.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
here we
right,
go. Let's do
okay.
this.
Let me pull
Bring
up
it.
Let me get my coffee. Oh, you need another
I've
sip of your
coffee.
coffee?
Yes. No,
You got
sip of
seltzer?
coffee.
I know it's not spirit signs and sips anymore, but what are y'all drinking? What are y'all sipping on?
Exactly.
And start thinking of
Yummy
your
coffee.
questions. Start thinking about your questions
cue
for
up
Michelle.
questions, guys.
Well, I'm going to start with, I'm sure everyone here has had similar experiences where as little kids, really little people, we started asking fundamental questions like, why are we here? Where did we come from? Where are we going? These mystical questions. That was me, definitely. My earliest memories. And my earliest memories would be waking up in the middle of the night to see people looking at me, spirits looking at me,
Mhm.
and they were friendly, they were kind. It kind of would bother me a little bit because I didn't understand,
Mhm.
And my mom, she would always say, I believe you, but it would probably be better that you not tell people about it. And I think that many of us here in this Western culture have had our natural gifts kind of suppressed, or we've been talked out of them and told that they're woo-woo, or it's not real, or it's just our imagination making it up, that sort of thing. So I would say clear through junior high, I would see a lot of spirit. I would hear spirit. I sensed my guides around me. And it just kept getting talked out of me until I finally suppressed it, and probably didn't connect until I was in my early 30s. And that, I know, right? And in my early 30s, I happened to go to a party where they had a psychic medium who was from Camp Chesterfield, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Do you remember who it was by chance?
Her name was Kelly Cruz.
Okay.
And she's not been at camp for a very, very, very long time. I mean, I'm older now, right? So
What?
Yeah, hey,
Whatever.
So anyway, I remember she had one of the back bedrooms set up as her reading room. And as soon as I walked in, she said, give me 2 minutes, a couple minutes. I need to go, take care of a couple things and I'll come back. And so I sat down at the table and I remember saying out loud, I'm home.
Oh my God.
I'm home.
That is
Yeah.
so
Wow.
special.
And the reading was amazing. I knew in that moment, okay, there's something here. Like I need to reconnect with this. Now, it wasn't until a few years later that I just happened to meet someone who introduced me to Camp Chesterfield and asked me to come to a service. And then that was history.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and I've loved it. It is home,
Todd.
right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Todd.
Yay.
I cannot wait to see Todd in person.
I know.
Aw.
We
Okay.
were neighbors at Camp Chesterfield
Yeah.
when I lived there
When
on
you
the
lived there,
grounds.
yeah.
I love him so much.
I know he's in town now. He's there now.
Yay.
So we're going to see him.
I
He's
can't
coming
wait to
tomorrow
see
night.
you. Yay, that's so cool.
Can I ask you a question about your journey with,
Please.
okay, so for you, and I always think this is great for the students, did you see them objectively? Did you see the
Yes.
spirits outside of you as
Yes.
though, or
As a child, I did.
Mhm.
I still do on rare occasion, not like I did as a little kid. I was little, it was every night.
Yeah.
And it would usually be, in that time of night when you're waking up,
Yes.
kind of wake up in the middle of the night, and there they would be. There's a gentleman I remember very clearly. I'll never forget him. He was always there, and he'd be there smiling at me. They usually weren't full body. It would be about from shoulder up.
Yes.
Because that's not concerning as a kid.
No,
A floating,
but
floating
no.
head.
no, but not at all.
Right.
Um,
I love that you felt comfortable even then, that you didn't have a sense of fear or,
Hi, Ernie.
not being able to place it.
I
Which I
have
think
to.
is sort of wonderful.
I would usually wake up and I would start screaming.
Oh,
So I was so
that's
afraid. So
Yeah.
to say I wasn't afraid, that's not true.
Right.
I was afraid.
Yeah, I think the disembodied head would
It
be
was
my
weird.
issue.
It was like,
It's
what
like,
is happening here?
"Ooh."
Yes, exactly. What's going on?
Mhm.
And my mom would run in. What's going on? It was like this nightly occurrence. She must have thought I was the strangest child on
Aw.
the planet, but she would always love me through it.
Yeah.
But I think wanting to protect me would say, people aren't going to understand
Right.
this.
That's it. That's
Right.
what it
Let's
is.
not talk about it,
Yeah.
And I remember once, probably when I was around 11 or 12, seeing these little woodland creatures that were just
Oh.
glowing balls of light.
Mhm.
Very fascinating. I still to this day, I want to see them again.
Yes.
But I witnessed those with a friend, and I remember going home that time to tell my mom, you can't
Guess
believe
what?
what we saw. And I described it and all that. And she was like, her eyes are like, okay, I believe you.
I believe
believe
you.
you.
I see
But maybe let's not share that with everyone, So here I am
think
sharing it.
Sharing it.
I love though that in her era, she really did the best she could
She
to
did.
try and validate you as
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
so incredible.
I
you know,
agree. I agree.
But protect you from which would have been more damaging, I think, on
Right.
some level, without having a pathway to get there.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know?
Well, and those parents that probably still would believe, but not necessarily understand like what to do with that. And you're from Indiana, right?
Oh yeah.
So
You
here in
got that
Indiana,
religion and-
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's,
Grew up
Je-
going to church.
Jesus.
Lots
is
of
real.
Jesus. Yeah. Lots
Yep.
of Jesus. Went to
Yep.
church every
The only
Sunday.
spirit
Yeah.
you see out there is Jesus.
That's right.
so,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
No one
Yeah.
else is available.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, evangelical here. I've always had movie-like imagery and info. How do I feel safe
Ooh.
and grow in it now? Ooh,
Oh,
that's a
Michelle,
good
you
question.
take that question.
So movie like.
Here, let me go back. Hold on.
Read
So,
it to me.
so evangelical here. I've
Yeah.
always had movie-like imagery, clairvoyance,
Yes.
and information. How do I feel safe to grow in it now?
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
That's a
glad
beautiful
you
question.
opened.
Reverend
Thank you for
Michelle,
sharing that.
Beautiful.
Reverend Michelle could
Oh,
take
yeah.
that.
Love, that's
Question.
such a great
Do it.
question.
It really is. When I work most of us, when we work as mediums, that's what we're seeing.
Ex-evangelical.
I'm not seeing, I don't personally see the spirit as an apparition standing in front of me.
Right.
Not that we can't see spirit that way, but when we're working clairvoyantly, many of us, I can't speak for all mediums, but many of them who I've had this conversation with, we see what you're seeing. We're seeing like the visions in our mind's eye or our third eye, and we're watching it. I many times, watch it like a video, and it's on repeat, and it just keeps repeating whatever it is Spirit wants me to understand. Here's the beautiful part about this work and this journey is we are always in control. And it's about
rule
vibration.
Number
Rule number one, we are always in control of this. And it's based on our vibration and what we, what are we feeling in our hearts. So if we are vibrating in the love frequency, in gratitude and compassion and unconditional love, then any dimension, any spirit that wants to connect with us has to match that same vibration. They have two options. If they're a lower, I don't like to use that term, but like if their energy is something that might feel uncomfortable, let's say that, or dissonant. If they come into our energetic field and they have two choices, they can either match our love vibration, which would be great. Come on up here, join me, or they have to go. They have to leave. Right. So as long as you're sincere, your heart is in the right place, you're full of that love, you're protected. And I firmly believe that wholeheartedly.
So she did say that a lot of times the things that she's getting are not literal. Now, I would love, do you mind?
Yes,
if I take that one?
Go.
So when I teach classes, I'll tell people, or even just when I do readings, people that are afraid to get readings even, will be like, well, I don't really want you seeing my stuff.
Yeah.
They want privacy. So a lot of times those images, those movies that come in, I just did a video on this yesterday. They'll come in as either my own life story or just like weird random movies of stories of things that have come in. And it gives me a story. It gives me keywords. So, and then if I say, it's like they're analogies, but then if I say it to my sitter, if I say it to the person I'm reading for, it's like, I'm just saying what I'm seeing and the words make sense to them. I have no idea what they mean, but it makes sense to them. Yeah. So as a medium, if you're asking me about that, and if I'm teaching you how to develop, I'm going to teach you to say what you see, hear, feel, and know. Never interpret. Don't start with the interpretation. Now, there are times that spirit will show me something to try to get me to say something. And it's like a weird rabbit hole that it takes me down. So if I say what I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, and the person's like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Then I'll have to be like, okay, game on, Dr. Mike, bring it to me. What is it? Take me down the rabbit hole to get me to the steps to say what I'm seeing. And so that's just part of development. So if it's something that you're interested in doing, look into development classes. We all three teach those. But like there are plenty of development teachers out there. There are plenty of programs that you could do. It's just the discernment. It's getting the discernment and the knowledge and the empowerment to understand what it is that you're seeing. We all get those images. We all get weird feelings. We might hear things. And also, fun fact, majority of what you get in those images, if you get like little downloads of information, or if you get trying to figure out the best, like a clairaudience, it's in our own voice. Hi, Ruthie. It's in our own voice. So it's really hard at first to discern between the messages and understand, is this for me? Is this for someone else? Why is this coming in? And that just takes time and a relationship with your spirit guides, a relationship with spirit in general. And then you start understanding and being comfortable in your discernment. I know plenty of natural mediums. We're all natural mediums. We're all natural mediums. We all connect to spirit because we are light, we are love, we are spirit, right? But I see a lot of natural mediums get it wrong because they're undeveloped and they just say what they think something means. And it's not always, it's their filter, their life filter, right? So anyway,
One thing I was thinking too to add, you guys said that so beautifully. And I was thinking, I think that's why being with other people and developing is so important, because first of all, and we all have students who come to us and say, well, I get things infrequently, or I'm not always sure. And the thing is, it's just like building any muscle group. You've got to put in the time in order to develop the ability. And also when you're actually talking to people, about what you're receiving, it really makes everything solid and have a shape and a structure that's in spirit form. Because when things are in spirit form, if you aren't confident and you haven't developed that musculature, it's very hard to continue developing it and knowing you're getting the evidence right. So that's why having a structure is really great, especially when you're starting. And then you also have to work on your belief systems, which come through the filter of our life experience.
Right. Well, and also I think, G Local Girl, she said leadership from a toxic place would try to control it. Now she's cautious, no more permission. And that makes sense because like what Carey's talking about, you're coming from a place of religious trauma, tribal belief sets. I don't know. You have everything that you believe about yourself and about situations around you growing up. There's nothing natural about it because it's everyone else's belief system that is someone else's belief system, that's someone else's belief system prior to that. So it's a matter of coming in and finding your true self, finding your true center, and then really exploring, like with a good mentor. And the three of us have been very blessed with the most amazing mentors from various places, various degrees. So groupthink can be great, or it can be extremely destructive and limiting. Education in scripture helps too when you do it on your own. And see, that's where, and I know Lucy's like big on scripture. She does a lot of very Christian medium. You're a reverend, like, a lot more scripture. I am just like, remember that time they put me on the platform?
You did.
Remember that time?
Awesome. You were awesome.
There's everyone has, and that's the belief. The beautiful part about this doing this is everyone is completely unique in what works for them.
Yeah.
And you've got to find the thing where you vibrate towards, where you feel your safe place, where you feel comfortable. Like if I'm looking for a mentor and I come across Michelle and I feel comfort, I feel safe, I feel acceptance, I feel expansion.
Right.
That's your spirit's way of saying, this is a good place to start.
And also, and what Michelle talked about very first, that vibration, meeting people vibrationally. So G Local Girl says, so I heard Clairaudience. Resource yourself. And that's very true.
That's a great, wow.
Yeah.
Somebody just like put a pin in that one.
I know.
That's right. That is a good quote.
Cheers to that. Okay.
So
much more, but had to learn and see on my own and get rid of what I was taught. Yes. And that and you two will agree also, like we're of an age now
we're in the best age.
We're in the best age. Our kids are like out of the house, and well, you have cats.
Cats are still.
Those are your kids.
Okay. So Michelle was a middle school teacher for 100 years.
100 plus. Yeah.
100 plus years.
How many children did you have along that?
Thousands
along the way. Teaching music. And so you may as well, you had kids.
I had kids.
Lots of kids. And so where was going with that? I forget where I was going with that.
We're at a great age.
Yeah,
we're at a great age where we're not dealing with that. Okay, I still had to deal with kids, but I send them home at the dance studio. I'm like, 30 minutes in, you're so cute. Say bye.
Yeah.
Put your hand on your head if you did your very best today.
Oh my God.
Then
you're
get out.
I don't have to do anything when you.
My images tend to come from the left all the time. Why do you think that is? Ooh.
Mine did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just where you're receptive. It's all energy.
Yeah.
And so you're just receiving in that. That's what's easiest. It's like, the river will take the easiest path, but we're all different. But it's interesting.
Very important.
Spirit usually comes in from the left for me as well.
Same.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone out there knows the reason for that. If there is a reason.
So for me, that's where my joy guide is. And she's my gatekeeper. She's the one. She's my bouncer. She's the one that's like, all right, line them up. So you're next.
Exactly.
No, you're not coming in. That guy doesn't want to hear from you. Bring it in. And Lily puts on her crown and goes to town, right? But that's where, so vibrationally on the left side is, and if you think about it, people who are left-handed tend to be more creative people. So that's just kind of natural because you're more open that way. Now for spirit, when spirit comes in, for me, they come in different directions for different reasons. I've assigned my brain has assigned different vibrations of where they'll be coming in. I have students that when their joy guide comes in, they feel it right here. So it's not the same for everybody, right? So that's where it's important to acknowledge, like, okay, I might, lesson for the class, I might receive information differently than the other person that's a really good medium.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me less of a medium.
Just like if
Weren't
you're
we
a
just talking about
musician.
that? Aren't we just Carey?
We talk about it all the time, and
Yeah.
I know we've talked about that, all three of us together, and it's just so important. It's like if you equate this development to any other thing that someone develops, being a musician, an artist, there would never be one formula for everybody, because we're all different parts of the divine, and we're meant to be in many different shades, shapes, colors, and that's the way it should be. It's the main thing is getting to know yourself. Everyone was saying, getting to know your own instrument, understanding the mechanics of how you feel in your body, how energy feels within you, and really accepting it and moving through the lack of self-acceptance.
So that's a great point, if I may add to that.
Please.
Absolutely.
So I think this is one of the reasons why meditation is so incredibly important in this work, to calm our physical mind, body, spirit, calm our nervous system, if you will, so that we're completely at peace. Then this whole thing we're doing is detecting and discerning energy frequency. I mean, everything is vibration and frequency. And so learning to quiet our own frequency and getting to know what it feels like. Then when frequency or energy comes into our field,
You're in your house.
we can detect it.
Yes.
And what we're talking about here is very subtle. It's not always, this big in your face, here I am.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very, very subtle. It's like having to be super quiet to be able to hear it and detect it and sense it and all the things. So,
Such a good point.
Yeah.
Right. Look at us go. All right. We're getting really good questions this morning. This is great.
You guys, A+.
I know. A+. I find
for
myself, and my mods are on top of it, man. I find myself having deja vu a lot. Does that have anything to do with mediumship? Yes. I mean, I find as a past life regressionist, I find, and now that I'm a lot more aware of spirit, I've learned that when I have those moments, I just stop and I'm like, deja vu. And I just like tune into the energy, and I'll ask immediately, is this past life? Is this future life? Is this a confirmation? Why am I getting reminded in the deja vu? Or why? To me, it's a reminder. It's an energy. It can be a checkpoint, like, hey, guess what? You're on track. You're doing what you're supposed to do right now. Sometimes, and I'll ask my guides, I'm like, hey, is this a checkpoint? Like, am I at a crossroads, or am I at a fork in the road where I have to make a decision? Why am I getting this right now? Sometimes I'll hear them go, because it's cool. We're just checking in energetically. And I've noticed, oh, wait, okay, this is funny. So this morning, Carey and I were talking while we were waking up and getting our act together. And I was like, it's so weird, because anytime I do trance, if I know I'm gonna be doing trance, like the whole week prior, I'm feeling what could equate to panic attacks, almost like anxiety. Like I could feel something coming. I know, like something coming. But you know, what's funny is this week I've had like over and over again, deja vu. So I'm glad that you asked that question.
That's a great question.
Because I could feel that energy shift, and it's just like recognizing that those things are happening in alignment.
And that does speak to the unlimited in this. So in spirit, there is no time or space. So everything does all happen, rotate at once. Certainly we have direction control over the directions with that. But often, and Sam did a really good post about this. There was a study that just came out to validate this and I'd have to go back and find it, but it does talk about that we are living we're living actually in consciousness, which happens all at the same time. So you're tapping into the field.
Yeah.
Right.
Fourth dimensional thinking. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
I know.
yes,
I could
yes,
just
yes.
rabbit hole for that.
Yep.
Love
Same.
it. Yeah.
Same.
And then, okay, I want to circle back because Todd, who is fantastic, very wise, had left a couple comments on the Facebook. He says, first of all, he says, if we want to go see the Bang Sister house, the answer is yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because
my
that's where he lives.
gosh, I'm
So cool.
excited.
Thank
you.
And then I think traditionally the left side, because we're talking about the sides, has been associated with intuition and the subconscious. Very true. In many religious traditions, the left side is regarded as the feminine or receptive side. Funny. Isn't that funny? Feminine, receptive.
Yeah.
And emotions and the inner world, a nonverbal nudge from your spirit guides. So that makes sense. So hopefully, yeah.
Absolutely.
Clairvoyance. Oh, no, I lost that. Whatever was pinned up there. How often should you meditate? I suck at meditation. Let's be honest. You two are awesome
let's
at
do
it.
it from the sense of when you're starting out. You want to try like when you're creating the
Sure.
This is a teacher. These are teachers.
Yes,
These
April,
are teachers.
it is.
So it's good to, if you're starting any practice, it's good to.
Okay. Now, I honestly equate this. I taught music. I taught junior high band for 33 years is what I taught. And I equate developing our clairs or our mediumship ability. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same.
Yes.
Practice makes perfect. Mm-hmm. If my students showed up for band class every day, but they didn't do any practice outside of that class, they probably weren't going to excel very well. Yeah. It's the ones who consistently went home almost every day and took some time, even if it was just 10 minutes, 20 minutes to practice. And I feel the same is true in mediumship.
Yeah.
Like even if you could just carve out 10 minutes a day, and it doesn't have to be, the quintessential, I'm going to sit with my legs crossed, and, it could be taking a walk in nature.
Yes.
Sometimes my best meditating is done when I'm vacuuming. I know that's
and actually eyes are open.
Yeah.
Your
eyes are open. I'm vacuuming. Oh my gosh.
You don't always have to be trying to force something.
Playing an instrument can be a beautiful way to meditate.
Tap dancing
could be a beautiful, anything that allows you to quiet the
noise,
the dissonance. Yeah. And to just find your center and just observe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just observe. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's such a great explanation.
Yeah. So it's just, and so even my friend Kristen's on here. She just lives like a few miles down the road, actually. She's like, whoa, your house is full.
You got a lot of people.
I got a lot of people there.
Floating heads.
Yes.
That's what I used to see.
With crowns on.
With crowns
you should
on.
just kind of come in like this. Hey. Actually, if you want to be a medium,
floating heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a medium if you don't see floating heads. Mm-hmm. That was my judgy face. Anyway, I totally forgot what I was going to talk about.
That's okay. We're doing good.
All right, clairvoyance. Oh yeah. So Kristen had said when you're doing dishes, and that's true. It's the same thing. Like when I'm doing housework, my husband knows if the whole house is clean, he's kind of a little like, should I be concerned?
Yeah.
Because I either angry clean or I'm processing something. Right. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, or channel to text. Do you choose which to use when?
Oh, that's a really good,
question. I think you can.
Mm-hmm. If you're building it, right? Mm-hmm. If you're working on it.
Yeah. And that's where the practice thing comes in. Mm-hmm. Because like I know in my development classes, and I know Michelle and her development, for mediumship development, we teach you how to meet yourself where you are and your ability to receive. Some people are writers. They are natural writers. I can't write as fast as I think. So I just get mad and I put my pen down, or I can't read anything. If it's channeled writing, that's different. I just I don't look at it and write whatever's coming. Right. Mm-hmm. To me, trance is the lazy way out because I don't have to do anything except let them come in and talk. But it's all the same thing. It's like, you have to figure out what's the most natural for you. And the only way you're going to know is if you try them. And then once you realize, okay, this is what I'm best at, now let's try a different one. Now, because you're comfortable and you understand how, whatever that easy thing is, that's your basis, that's your foundation. And maybe that's the one you feel safest trying first. Maybe something else is more natural, but you have preconceived notions of, maybe trance is, scary. So you don't want to do that. But then once you get that one thing that you're comfortable with or most natural, then you start branching out. And this is where classes come in. You can try different things. Try it in the safety of a class setting where you can get live in-person feedback from a mentor or from even your classmates.
It's really fun to try to develop the clairs that you're not good at.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it in the spirit of fun and in developing and enjoying learning, then it actually makes it like a little bit of a challenge, but also with just a sense of ease and humor, because, some things are not going to be as natural for you when you're developing.
No.
Yeah.
Like, and I know for me, the type of mediumship where you have to sit in the power and then allow the spirit to come into your aura, that is not for me. I've tried it over and over again. I'm like, this, we're just beating our head against the wall, not working, but I tried it. I tried it for a solid and practiced, you know, not every way of connecting is for everybody.
Yeah.
Does it make me less of a medium? No, it just means I connect different.
Yeah.
Okay. My guides gave up on me writing during the day, but I open voice or notes and talk it out that way. And I tell people that all the time.
Because I'm a clear, I have a lot of, I have to,
I think of our strongest Claire as the anchor.
Yeah.
It
and
is
it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
I know some really amazing mediums who are claircognizant.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, so do you see? No. Do you hear it? No. I just know. It just drops in. I usually see it first, and then the other Claires will jump in there. I always think that is our anchor.
Yeah.
You know, what's the one you can always rely on? It kind of gets you set in there.
And I have a thing. So, because of course, developing yourself is so exactly woven in with you doing healing work on yourself. So shadow work, healing work, that's a big part of your experience. And so sometimes the reason why people have not developed certain clairs is because of things like, you know, trauma and their life experience, their conditioning, things like that, and then natural. And so for me, sometimes I do get things clairvoyantly a lot, but the most healing way for me is to channel it because it feels like energy moving through me and then I can verbalize it when I'm stuck.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I used to do guided meditations to keep focused, and now it just feels like a distraction. And that makes
so much sense.
Same. Like the guided now, if it's, I don't know, if it's live, if it's something that's live and in person, maybe I'm with other people.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in a classroom situation, I can do a guided meditation that way. But you're right. Like if I'm just like listening to a YouTube, I'm falling asleep.
So interesting.
I fall asleep because, well, I get tired.
Also, your guides could be working with you. So if you're doing this is what I find because of some of the stuff I've been doing with my goddess work. If we're going into meditation and we're going to be connecting with a specific goddess, and I take everybody on a light journey, afterwards, everyone will say, oh my God, I was there and I had the whole thing you said. And then some will be, well, before you even said that, I was in a hut and I was already somewhere else. And then I had this, and I was like, always follow where spirit's taking you on that journey. Cause that's your own journey.
Right. Yeah. That's such a great point. Yeah.
Okay. So what does Reverend Michelle think about my abilities? Well, she doesn't know you, Lucy. She's the one that was like, well, I don't know. And beliefs working. I think I saw that earlier with the angel. I can't open it to look at it. I believe the question was like about angels. Because she does a lot of angel work. She uses a lot of the scripture and connects to people that way. So she was asking what your thoughts are on that.
Well, first of all, I believe in angels. I mean, you know, kind of like I believe in dragons, that when you have when you have so many legends and history and stories that these accounts of angels, we know they're there. I sense them, I feel them. Okay. And then as far as scripture, you know, I grew up in the church, the Christian church, and I loved Jesus when I was little. And then when I found out that my church didn't really love me for who I am authentically, I was hurt. And I was mad at Jesus and scripture and church and all that for a very long time until I found the spiritualist church. And the spiritualist church for me took the dogma, the man-made parts that are hurtful and harmful and judgmental, took that out and showed me the truth in the scriptures. And in our spiritualist church, we honor, hey Charles, good friend, Reverend Charles.
Hi Charles,
we
nice
honor,
to meet you.
we honor all faiths, the truth in all faiths, not the dogma. That's a different thing. So much dogma is in there to control the masses, right? Or to control people, to make the church powerful. I'm talking about Jesus, the metaphysician. He is beautiful.
And that's where Lucy is.
Yes.
That's her.
The Christed one, the enlightened one. He came here to teach us about the illumination of love. I mean, there's nothing more powerful or more beautiful than unconditional love. That's it. In fact, this whole thing we're doing, where we're tapping into our abilities to connect with spirit, the divine matrix of consciousness operates in the frequency of divine unconditional love. And Jesus even tells us how to do it in scriptures that are hidden in like the Gospel of Thomas and books that were deliberately removed, taken out to keep us stupid about it. The
Thanks
church,
to the Nicene Council in 300 AD.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Done by the Catholic Church.
That's right. And there are some beautiful things in the church I grew up in, and I love the people there. I think they were misguided in a lot of things. I really do.
Because you're going through a human filtration system of something that should have been a direct.
That was used to control the masses. Let's be real. Like by the powers that be, it was never about the religion itself.
You know what's interesting? And there's so much, we could have many conversations
forever.
And one thing I was thinking about too, because I know some people that are, let's talk occultists who would not be considered Christian, but they use Psalms and passages of the Bible because of what you're saying vibrationally. Some of those things, the positive ones that have been said for all these centuries, they use those because those have an energetic vibration of love, of control, of clearing energy, of many things that will help as far as you on your path as a medium, and also in that regard. And it was interesting because I grew up in a church that was it was very academic. And so when I went, and because I don't operate like that as a person, I would go into church and just be like, what? But then as a medium, Jesus, the spirit of Jesus would come and sit next to me when I was in the pew a lot of the time. And I went, well, I'm getting this. I get and I feel that now. I'm getting that connection. I feel that, but what they're talking about, there's a disconnect for me. The words are not, the math's not mathing. So I think that's, there's a lot of truths, and then there's a lot of things for discernment in this experience. That's
absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. All right. So
conversation.
There's another shift. Hang on. So another shift. Somebody said, it feels selfish to do all this work for yourself, like to practice mediumship. They're coming at me. Hold on. Decline.
I'll tell you about
so that. This is what, we'll explain. Michelle's like, what was that?
This is the world of TikTok.
Yeah. So I see it as, so when I encourage people to come to my classes, for example, and I know these two do the same thing. It's when you do a development class, it's a spiritual development class. You're not doing it just for other people, because then you become sometimes either you're trying to fix everything for everybody, or there's so many other things. Okay. That's a different direction to go. Anyway, I feel like if you are assigned guides, and I'm going to answer another question that was like, who's your joy guide? I'm going to answer this all in one fell swoop here. I believe now we have set guides that come in with us, and this is a spiritualist teaching. And I think the label of our guides is semantics. It's like, it's just, it's a label is a label is a label, but they do have jobs. Okay. So I believe that our master teacher, master, whatever, the powers that be on the other side go in and go, okay, listen, group project. And we all go, someone draws a short straw. I drew the short straw this time. I got to come into this life, and they all have to navigate me through this life. We all have to learn lessons from each other and do all the things, right? If you come in with a team that's with you and only you for your entire life, wouldn't it be great if we could utilize that? Aren't we supposed to? Mm-hmm. Why are we just using our spirit team to only help others?
Yeah.
Why would that make sense?
And also, there's so programming in that.
So some people think that if they have this gift, we all have the gift. Just so we're clear, the gift isn't, can we connect? The gift is, do we have the resources, the funding, the people to connect to, and the wherewithal to develop it? That's the true gift. Yeah. We are all born with these gifts to connect. But also, I love saying this. Can you imagine being the spirit team that's like, say I come in, I'm like, all right, listen, here's the plan. I'm going to be an atheist.
I'm
not going to know
wake me up and convince
from day one to day 99,000. Like,
This shit show.
I'm not going to acknowledge you at all. You have to get me through this lifetime. See you on the other side.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
There's a tower
High
moment
five.
coming in there somewhere.
Somewhere. But then like there are people that go their entire lives and until the day 99 years old, they're like, I don't believe in the other side. We are dust that come here. And like your spirit team has to help get you through that. But why? So then you get into that question of like, why? What that was their journey. That's what their chosen journey was to be oblivious. In now, because we're moving into that age of Aquarius, the vibration of the earth is shifting. The consciousness of everyone in general, we're moving.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We're gonna be
I know
busy.
we're moving
You thought
into
you
a
were
new
gonna
age.
retire?
No, you're not. But why not embrace this? Embrace our team that came with us, just us, not to help anybody else. Why not? Step into the energy of how do I make my life the best it possibly can be? You get to know your guide so you can be like, listen, if I need to turn left instead of right, show me an orange. You know, give me the validation. You learn to establish communication with your own team, which you should do anyway before ever stepping into the realm of helping other people. Is the whole you put on your own mask if the plane's going down because you're of use to no one, if you're trying to save everybody without doing anything for yourself. Is that selfish? No, it's just dumb.
There's so much. And also, can we just dial it back to like when you're even asking the question, is it selfish? Right now, what we have to ask ourselves, where's the origin of that, even that question? And this isn't pointing it out to you at all, but
no.
I think that especially in Western culture, with the overlay of puritanical religious belief systems, we believe that our spirituality has to be this form of something specific.
Right.
Meaning that we serve or we have to do it this way or this is it. This is where you have to look at and dismantle that belief system in the first place to say, possibly this is just because I want to be healthy. I want to have better connection to my intuition, my spirituality. And from that place, can you imagine when you go in and connect with any person in the world around you, you are radiating light. Yeah. And you don't have to ever teach a class. You can be just kind to your neighbor. You can accept people on a deeper level. You are radiating the vibration. I'm getting the chills of the divine. Hello, Holy Spirit. I was Army. Where's Army?
Oh, I know. Where is Army? She was in here 11 ago.
Yeah. So anyway, so I think that what we have to also look at is this is the idea of what this looks like being a medium is not going to be like, it's going to be what it's meant to be for you. It's not meant to be a skill set, to be have to do it as a business, to have to like have retreats, to have to do anything with it, but just to be a healthy, holistic human being who's connected to the divine. Because then you can hear your inner voice.
Which means you're not dependent upon the people around. Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
It's a whole patriarchal society. And I guarantee I would put money without looking geolocal that you are a Gen Xer.
Yeah, because we have that.
We have that. We have that. That if you are happy, it's because you're selfish. Happiness equals selfishness, and you've done something terrible to short somebody else. If you are, that's a whole belief system. Yeah. You got to untangle that. I live my best life, elder millennial, which is pretty much a Gen Xer.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, like that's seriously. It is a belief set that we were raised with, but that's a whole other deep dive.
Yeah. That's a very good deep dive.
Yes, that's a deep dive.
That's a deep dive. That's a series.
It is. It's a whole series. It's a whole up next on the Crown Medium.
We're going to be talking about
next week on the Crown Medium.
Yourself from the patriarchal system that we live in. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
you just feel the layers
that's
on the chakra system.
Right. That's
I'm like already like dismantling. You said my middle name.
Right. Carey dismantling Kaas.
Yes. Have you looked at your astrology? Where is your black moon Lilith? In your first house? Okay. There you go.
Enough said.
Enough said.
So yes, that's okay. And then somebody asked, let's see, damn the patriarch. I know.
Yeah, it's true.
It is. It's so true.
It's so look at our world is all you need to do.
Yep. Let's see. We working, but not working because Lorenda and friends are on. That's funny.
Of course. We're the best distraction on the internet.
We are the best distraction on the internet. Absolutely. That's right. I have to start my shadow work first. Yes. And you know what? That is very legitimate. Before you can go, You have to put your mask on first. And I tell people this all the time. And I know the three of us have seen this in our own development students, that you get someone who's like, I'm gifted. I want to do this and I want to help everyone, but they've not taken the time to heal themselves. You get that first message of someone, a sitter who's experienced the same trauma as you, because you like attracts like, right? So you might be constantly being aligned with people who've survived your same kind of trauma. Have you dealt with the trauma to a point where you're not triggered? I've watched people in real time on social media spiral, and then they disappear from social media for weeks and months at a time because they get that message that triggers their own memory, because, spirit HIPAA laws, we're not going to see your trauma. We're not going to see it. They're going to be like, hey, so talk about this thing that happened to you, this trauma thing that happened to you. Talk about that. Say these words.
Yeah.
And if you haven't dealt with them, if you have not processed and removed that from your energy, different than keeping it in your memory. But if you have not dealt with that, it can trigger and send you down a downward spiral. And I've seen it happen so many times right here on these apps. And it's heartbreaking, but I'm like, well, that, you know what? As the psychic in the room, I could usually see it coming. But that's not my place to be like, girl, put on your mask. Here's the name of my therapist.
And I think a lot of people, would you guys find this, that when they start their journey, either you could call it the awakening journey, the journey with mediumship. Sometimes what happens is the information that's coming into them makes them feel like, I'm on a mission. I have this thing. I heard from my guides that I'm supposed to be doing this, saving the world, So again, that comes back to that understanding, the deconstructing, and then bringing it down to earth. Because I think that, this happens all the time because of being on social media and people asking questions of like, I know I'm supposed to do this. I said, well, just take a minute and touch grass and connect in with your everyday life and the people around you. And it takes time integrating. You're not ever going to be one person saving anything. So like Lorenda said, starting with self.
And if you feel that need to save people, ask yourself why. Because is it because you feel like you need to be a hero? Or is it because you need to heal something in yourself? Or is it because you truly are trying to serve? All can be true at once. By the way,
so true.
But when anybody who works with me does like a mentorship interview with me or whatever, their initial consultation, the very first thing I ask is why. What is your why? Why do you want to go down this road? Because one, I can't help you as a teacher unless I know what your true motivation is. And if you don't know your motivation, then you need to think about it and let's revisit later. And sometimes it's okay not to know your why and then jump into a class and just start feeling it out and figuring it out. But somebody was asking, said, can we talk further about the like attracting like and trauma? So I will say for me, when I was going down this journey, I found that even before I was going on this journey, the very specific type of trauma that I dealt with as a child, okay, I found that same topic kept coming up over and like everyone I was meeting had the same thing happen to them. Okay. So that's when I eventually started this whole, there's got to be relevance to this thing. So I would do a vibe check. And if certain people from my past were suddenly popping up, I'm like, oh girl. First of all, if you text me and go, hey girl, hey, I'm like, we're 50s. How about we never say that ever on purpose? But that's fine. Whatever. Like there were certain people in my life that if they showed up, I knew I had to do a vibe check, because if they could see me, if they were thinking about me, if I was on their radar, I need to double check my thermostat, see what I was running at.
One of my mentors used to say, or my first mentor, actually, my teacher used to say, the way we called it was matching picture. So what essentially that means is that, and this, let's say in the terms of when you're doing practice readings or you're in a circle or developing and you're doing a reading, whether it be psychism or mediumship, and someone comes in and they have your exact issue, your exact framework, your exact trauma. Really, I think that's also spirits giving you this opportunity to clear something out of your energy field when you do have the same thing, because and also the other thing I'd say, be really gentle with yourself if you do have a matching picture, because you're not ever going to necessarily be all the way done with something anyway. So you just have to be really kind if you notice, because also you've got to learn to love yourself, and when you see it in someone else, if that makes sense. So it's a process of grace, I think.
Yeah, that is very true. Process of grace. That's a good way of putting that. Grace for self. And but yeah. All right. So we have another. Look at that. Reverend Charles asked a good question. He says, Charles. We love Reverend Charles. We get to take class from him.
I'm so excited, Reverend Charles.
Yes. Okay. Hey, ladies, what advice would you give to a fellow medium who has been doing the work for 20 plus years, who feels as though their mediumship gift is gone? They no longer connect with spirit. What advice would you give?
Oh my God. The first thing I heard, I don't want to read him specifically, but I will. But anyway, just kidding. I heard, you know what? I heard change it up. I think that maybe it's kind of like, and I would love to hear your opinion on this, because I feel like sometimes maybe if we've been doing the same thing the same way for so long, like any human pattern, we need to maybe do something totally different to kind of move in a different muscle way and to try something new. What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I know, I can only speak from my own experiences, right? But I know in my own experience, I feel like there's an ebb and flow in ability. Some days or stretches of time, I feel like, wow, I'm super connected. This is all working. This is great. And then I'll go through a little stretch where it's like, hello, where are you? Come on. You know, I don't know that I have any scientific reason why that happens. But I know it does. And I think that when that happens, like we have that off day or whatever, that it's just important that we silence the doubting. We know we can do this.
Yes.
And Reverend Charles Padlow is one of my favorite mediums.
I've been on platform with him.
So good. He's so
freaking awesome. Yeah.
So when I personally have one of those moments where it's like, wow, this just isn't, I'm not connecting like I usually do. What's happening? Instead of allowing that panic and spiral to set in, I try to remind myself, I think back to times when it worked. And it's like, no, wait a minute, this is illogical. Yeah. We can do this. But I love what you're saying too. It's like there used to be, I always relate it back to music. There would be like a passage or technical passage that would be really difficult. I couldn't get it. So my teachers would tell me, change the rhythm on it.
Yes,
right.
Your brain, your muscle memory is going in one direction.
Yes, right. And so we would change the rhythm, and then suddenly your fingers.
I dig it. That's why I think all of us, like, I take classes that are things that really where spirit draws me, with things that may not be necessarily connected to what I'm doing, but somehow it's building a whole new system within me to access. For spirit to access. Oh, I don't know where that came from.
Well, I mean, probably like,
I feel like
it's the crown.
Why don't you study this?
It came from the crown.
What's happening right now? Oh my God. I'm thinking, it's just like maybe doing something you haven't done and try something new that might be very mundane.
Yeah. And so this also goes back to, I'm going to give the dance analogy. When there are times that I'm just like, I've been teaching for 38 years. Yeah. And I'm like, is this even effective anymore?
And you started when you were 5, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Of course.
Started teaching when I was a toddler.
Yes.
So, but even as a dancer, you get in the motions, you do the same thing over and over and over and again, or say you're working out, you do the same workout over and over again, your body stops responding, or it becomes the new normal. Okay. But also have a whole different point to go on to. And so then you have to cross train, and it's like same thing. You change the rhythm, you change it up a little bit, and then it reignites something. The other thing I think it's important, and I'm going to speak from my own experience this past week, since I just got back from Scotland, we came back to an IRS audit letter in the mail. So I've been like in thinking mode, new season at the dance studio. Like, it's just been very business mode, right? The people I'm around and associating with are very business minded. They're not in the woo place. We're just like very, and then Matt Carr, my husband, he's a tax attorney, like his energy is like all the time. Right. And
I
business
disagree.
focused.
I know he is. He was very,
it's because the dog was here.
Okay.
It's because the dog was here. but I noticed that I actually said out loud, like, I feel like my guides haven't even been around me. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I know they're here, but I haven't felt them because my vibration is in a certain place. Also, check the company you keep, because your vibration, especially as a woo person, the company you keep, well, your vibration will start matching them if you are outnumbered, because negative tends to overpower positive. And then if you've got your own little tiny little self-doubt in there at all, and then everyone else telling you, nah, 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 then
like that.
Then you start believing it on a subconscious level.
Yeah.
So there's so many layers to it. So I would say check your environment first. What's happening around you? What are you doing in your everyday life? Is your regular job, is it doing logical things, right? My normal job was running a business, teaching dance. So if I'm in the thick of the dancing, the creating, man, my mediumship's off the charts. But if I'm like, but I have to do taxes and I have to eat all this stuff and everything, where's the American Express thing? Blah, 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 all the blah stuff that nobody really likes to do. But when you do that, it changes your vibration. So I'm not in mediumship mode. Now, if being aware of that, I have learned through meditation or through doing fun things. I might go throw my tap shoes on and go down to my dance studio in the basement and just tap dance and get out of my own way. Then I can raise my vibration, get back into that intuitive. Then I also invite my joy guide in and go, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I forgot you existed.
Because I was doing a human thing.
A human thing. And that's the other thing, Charles. Allow yourself to be human. Maybe in these moments, you're being reminded of what it's supposed to be for a human experience, because we can't always be on.
And also I kind of feel like one thing to remember, especially it's tough because, he's obviously an incredible role as a mentor, as a teacher, but at the same time,
hey, Rose, do your thing.
I get I also feel like and this is what works for me, but I always say it starts with my own spiritual practice. So I'm connecting with spirit, and I'm doing mediumship. It's not, I have a client. It's not anything. It's like, where am I as a child of the divine? Where am I what do I need to know today? And that's always, it's almost like I feel like my spirit starts me out rusty in the morning and says, you're not going to feel good until you connect. And so I literally this is for me because I need something physical. I take out my oracle or my tarot or my pendulum and I say, what do I need to know today? And it literally activates spirit within my life, not for everybody else to have to do a mediumship reading or to have to, produce a class. It's more, I am a child of the divine and I need spirit in my life on an everyday basis. And that's the part for me. Actually, it's always been like that for me because I'm a person who came from having a lot of, that's how I started my journey in the first place at 19 was going, I need help. Where are you? Yes. So for me, it always lands on that sword. I never changed. Yes. So, and it makes me feel like I have got that intimate relationship. That's when I get the messages of what to do next. Right. So if that helps, I hope that helps.
Yeah. So hopefully that was helpful, Charles, but we're coming for you. We're going to see you tomorrow.
I can't wait.
We're going to be there. Like Carey flew in all the way from Oregon to take your class. I'm just saying. So, and we're assuming Charles is asking this for himself, but really he could totally be asking for somebody else. He's not asking for himself. He could be asking for a student. Yes, right, I think it's good advice for all students because we as mediums are first and foremost human. Yeah. First and foremost, we are the human beings, and then we become the mediums, right? Yeah. All right. I feel like I have a block, but also awakening in a massive way. What can I do to unblock? I don't feel like it's
people usually say it's a block first, and it's more of,
it's not a block.
Again, I think, can you speak to that? Because you were so good with talking about like meditation practice.
Well, first of all, no, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like I'm not kidding. In this journey, there are good days. There are days that are phenomenal. There are days that are a little harder, where you feel like you have these blocks. We're gonna manifest what we focus on, right? So if we're constantly focusing on, oh my gosh, I've got this block. There's this block. There's this block. There's this block, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In those moments, and it happens to me too. I mean, I can speak from my own experience. in those moments, I try to remind myself, but I also know how to get in the flow. I've done it many times, and I focus on the flow, the flow, the flow, the flow. And then pretty soon that's what you're manifesting. I guess that's my best.
That's so, and
That's
I
That's
also,
a really good way to
yeah,
put
it's
it.
also,
Yes.
remember in that too, doing something, a simplistic practice, a simplistic technique, a simplistic thing that just connects you, I think is great. And sometimes too much information from external is going to overwhelm you. And remember,
Yes.
Spirit has given it to us in the most simplistic ways. So don't compare yourself. Find things that feel good, that feel inspirational, that make you feel that flow.
Right.
Yeah. Another way to think about it too. These are all to add another angle is, you know how when you're playing, like say you're playing Mario Kart. Okay.
I love how you're drawing on video games. I'm here for this.
I was a gamer. I loved video
my
games.
gosh.
Did you know that I was a gamer?
Oh, yeah. This is puzzle piece. This
puzzle
is
piece.
all
Hang
part of
on. It's all part of the TikTok stuff. They want to make sure we're
It's
still
like making
here
sure we're still
Oh,
human.
I see.
because
not
there for a
fully
while.
kids.
There for a while to make money. People would do their live while they're sleeping.
Oh,
It was
Not
weird.
anymore. Though.
Like I'd be snoring and drooling. There's no way you could watch me. Like it'd be good
Super
entertainment, I
creepy.
think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so think of it as a Mario game. You're playing, but you have to accomplish so many things before you can unlock the next level.
Yeah.
So a block it could be you're manifesting it. You could be so many different reasons, but maybe, just maybe, you have to beat this level first.
Yeah, that's such a
Before we can get to the next level. And I have experienced that in my own life where I'm like, why can't I get to this? Why can't I get this? And then all of a sudden I learn another lesson and then that level's unlocked. And I'm like, oh, okay.
This could be a class.
Oh my gosh,
It could be a class.
I know.
I'm like getting excited. I'm like, oh my God, I can all of a sudden see Candyland and I'm going on a journey. And if I don't get through the marshmallow house.
No, I'm just
I
Mario
love it.
jumping.
And then they can put you boing, can't go,
Yeah.
can't go.
Boink, boink, boink. Right. Oh my God, this just popped up on my feed and made me so happy. Oh, it's Hannah. It's our pin talk
Oh
coach.
my
Our
gosh.
Pinterest TikTok. Yeah. She's like helping us do all the things.
Yes.
So I don't believe in blocks. I think
Oh yeah, we're getting so many good comments.
I know
can't
we
see
are.
any of them
Hold
because-
on. I don't believe in blocks. This is Rose. I think it's
Okay.
time spirit is adjusting our vibration. Sometimes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
And also there's that I had this really good download, this
Yes,
really
Kristen.
good thing from my guides last week, saying that, especially in the age
Do you
of
want fries with that,
information, where
Simba
you can
babe?
get so
Read the
many
room.
different messages, guidance from all these other external sources. And sometimes you've got to be able to, again, tap into the center of your own intuition so you can get the information that's meant for you, because it's not going to be external, which is the tough part because we get distracted.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. I think of,
Ooh, I love that.
I know that was good.
you're hitting a block because it's not for you.
It's not for you.
I like the idea that the block is an adjustment. Think
Yeah.
about, everything everything is holographic, right? So like in life, challenges are presented to us so that we grow. In mediumship, blocks are presented to us so that we grow. I
Yeah.
love that.
You're building
I
a
love
muscle.
that.
You're at the
Yes.
gym.
You're
Right.
at the gym.
And
Well,
you
and it's
can't
like that-
lift that 30-pound weight.
Right. But I also, another good analogy. I've got this mom, this dance mom who, that level 1A just didn't work out for our schedule. So I'm going to sign my kid up who's never danced before for level 1B. And then they're in class with kids who have danced through creative movement, primary A, primary B, level 1A. But we're just going to throw my kid in because it works out best for my schedule to do level 1B.
Yeah.
But my kid's not enjoying it. They're not getting anything out of it. They don't know how to do any of it because all the kids they're dancing with have danced since they were 4. Your kid is now 9 and has never danced. They're going to be frustrated. It's not because the teacher's bad. It's not because the kids can't dance. It's because it's not for them. They didn't clear the level and they were set up for failure by being put into, thank you, Hannah. They were set up for failure by being put into that position and being expected to perform in that position. Does that make sense? That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Good. Okay. Would going back to play be helpful? Absolutely. Oh my God, always. But that's just me. That's the travel girl in me that I'm like, I need to go clear my head and play in Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. I think that sounds like a perfect.
That's also a great way to connect to your joy guide, because that is
my joy guide is Scottish, by the way. That's all.
I've got a Scottish fairy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So,
We don't do an instrument, we play it. That's right. You don't do an instrument, you play it.
Yeah.
You play it and you bond with it.
I know.
I know. Aren't these great? We're getting some great questions. All right. So let's back up a little bit. These two are just like, oh my God, we're besties.
I feel something happening.
Little-
We're having this sub conversation.
Sorry.
I don't even know what you just said.
I don't either.
We just, because we got
No,
involved
I was like,
with Scottish and they're
over here,
taking it.
let's
She,
finish.
her guide, my guide,
Your guide,
my guide.
It's happening.
Oh my God.
It's
They're kind
happening.
of talking. I think.
They're like, I know. I feel we've been talking
They're
about going
excited.
to
They're like,
Scotland.
oh, good. They're talking about what we want them to talk
Yes, you
about.
all have a joy guide. But again, the label is semantics.
Yeah,
We all have a
That's good
guide.
point.
So a joy guide helps us with our inner child work. It also helps us with our joy guide helps us adjust our vibration. For me, my joy guide changes my vibration so I can do different types of mediumship. They're my gatekeeper. Not everybody's joy guide is for that. Sometimes our joy guide is literally to sit with us in our emotions and to help us process when we're having to sit in that puddle of mud, right? That is our emotions. And we're all like sad and crying and nobody loves me and I'm going to eat worms. Our joy guide's there to support us and help us process that. So our joy guide's there for emotional support. They're the cups. They are our cups. If you speak tarot, they're the cups. The teacher over here are swords. Dr. Mike has zero tolerance for my bullshit. He's like, listen,
Get out of
get out of your head.
Where are we now?
Get out of your head.
Lorenda?
Right. Like, come on, use your brain. We know you have it. Let's use it. Right.
Yeah, her guides come to me sometimes, and can you check
They
on
do.
her?
They're doing.
They
It's
have
just like,
come.
listen, Dr.
This
Mike
is just
said.
recent. This is recent.
Well, that was when the three of us were on Zoom. She's like, listen, Dr. Mike said.
Dr. Mike, her guide.
Because going back to Charles's question, because I was in thinking human, mundane, everyday human world. I was doing muggle things, right? We're being muggles. So we're being the earthbound people that have things to do. We got our checklist of things to do. Well, sometimes that doesn't match a vibration of I'm in the spirit world and I'm doing the spiritual things. Yeah. So
Also, I was thinking again about the blocks. That's such a good point. I'd like to speak on that because
yeah,
I
go
think
for it.
we should, because I think one thing that happens when you're in when you're under shade and you are being held up, you're in a mountain, right? You're having to climb the mountain or have to push against the mountain. You learn so much about yourself in that process, about your humanity, because you struggle, you go through something challenging, you have to learn in a way that's going to eventually benefit you in a way that's positive. So if you think about like when you have a teacher who's trying to teach you, no, that note didn't sit right, try it again. And you're like, I can't. And all the things come up for you, right? With your students, I can imagine over the years of them feeling like they couldn't do it. They struggled with it, but then they overcame, right?
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Look at us go. These are great questions, you guys.
Really great questions.
Really great questions. Now, so let's go back. So we got to hear Michelle's how we got started.
Yep.
Carey, how did you get started in this?
Oh my gosh. So it's interesting. So I was speaking before when this happened to me when similar to Michelle in the sense of I used to see energy around me. But for me, it was very terrifying, and I internalized it, and I couldn't verbalize it. So I would, I would like remember running into my parents' bedroom. They had a huge king size bed, and I dive in there and just lay between them. I still do that with my husband sometimes. I'm like, are you my person? Because I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God. Anyway, but so I had a lot of anxiety. And a lot of fear as a child. And I think one of the things for me, more so than connecting with spirit, was connecting with energy. And I was trying to understand myself. And then at the age, just after high school, I started having a lot of, and I have to watch the words I say here, but you can imagine I had
I feel like
panic,
we're beyond
and then
that.
it was like that. So that started happening for me. And so my whole thing, I had a very supportive mother. And she said, well, let's move you into getting some support with that. She was, I grew up in California.
Yeah,
you know,
California,
I was telling
right,
you, a game changer. But thank goodness for, anyway, we could talk about that later. But
also another whole
San
show.
Francisco Bay Area. It's like, that's the mindset of the Aquarian age. Really, a lot of the astrology of that blossomed in the 60s. So for me, that was just, thank gosh. I think that's why I incarnated there at that time. I don't know if I would have, anyway.
Meanwhile, in Indiana, if you did yoga,
but then
you
you're
were
like,
weird.
but then hello, we could go on. But anyway, 19, I started exploring, and my mom was like, try this. And so I started learning. I went to a very special, I'll say therapist, who taught me about breath work, who taught me about meditation, visualization, mindset work. So my access into the spirit work was based on self and energy. And so when I was 22, then I went to a school that was it was a psychic development school, but it was it was not focused on mediumship. It was just not my interest at first. Mine was more understanding the aura, understanding the energy field, understanding why we had experiences that we did. What was the intuition? And then we learned how to, for 3 years, do energy readings on people. And so that's my background, is diagnostic. And that's still really my background.
I would say that's still pretty much
that's who I am. And because I'm like, why are you feeling that way? And it's located in your left hip and your chakras. And that's still my first love. And then the spirit team's like, awesome. And then I started talking, and then, my guides are around. So that's how it developed for me. And then mediumship for me, it wasn't even an interest for me until all the spirits started coming to me and saying, we do have a place in this. And we do want to talk to people because they're connected to the people you're working on. And then because I love, again, the historical neighborhood things, I'd get these whole downloads. So I kind of call myself a historical medium about locations, places, things that happened in history. And so it layered it, and it became fascinating. And then it just that's how it went. And it's always been there. I was quieted when I got married and had children, because my guide said, we're turning it down for a while till the world can catch up. That's what I heard.
Right.
So that did happen. Ooh.
Okay. I'd like to point out my blinds are on a timer for 3 hours from now.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think they just decided maybe we need to talk to some spirits. Speaking of spirits.
Wow.
That was weird.
That was awesome.
They're like,
was
3
it
hours,
weird?
but it wasn't weird.
Was it weird?
No, it's not weird.
So that was my orientation towards it. And so, there's so much that I love the work we do. I feel this is actually more now turning into a second career for me, because my guides had me so I was trained in my 20s to do this professionally, but the world wasn't set up for you to have a business in the way that, unless for some people maybe. But they said to me, just wait, it's coming. Instead, we want you to be a hairstylist. I was like, what are you talking about? What does that have to do with spirituality? But it made perfect sense. Everything, because I was working on people's energy in the heart chakra, and I loved it. It's like,
and the crown.
And exactly. I was, and so I was in that and I was in the place I did it. I could bring myself into it. Not everything, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
Being here and being in the Bay Area. So
And now you like teach,
now
and
I
you
do
all the
I
things.
teach. I teach all. That's a lot. I do a lot of teaching. I'm actually having to, and this is what I want to talk about. When Lorenda and I have been talking about this, but my guides have been telling me, okay, because I still tap in regularly and say, I have so many things I could do. What do you want me to do? And I can teach, these different things. What do you want me to do? And now they really help you focus and know where your energy should go. That's why I think having your relationship with spirit is so important, because we're not supposed to do all the things. We can't. No. It's,
And I think sometimes we get, because of our energetic connections, we think we should be doing all the things.
I know.
And then also then you get then you get the past life people, or you get the past life stuff. How many of those things did you do just already do in a past life? You've already done it, and you're getting that energy coming in. You're like, oh, but I totally can do this. And you're like, but then this mind is going, you don't know how to do that. Your body's going, but I did it once before.
It's so true. And I know. You have that imprint in your aura and your energy field that you could.
Right.
Then there's a whole astrology part, which is fascinating.
Mhm.
That's,
That's
I'm
a
reading
whole-
a book on evolutionary astrology and then mixing it with, anyway, past life patterns and
Right.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yes,
love
I would.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
Mhm.
And so, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. Our journeys are so different,
Yeah, so different.
you know? And now,
Different yet similar.
Yeah.
so now those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I talk about the story where I was at I was doing tarot cards and all that. I was doing tarot cards and I'd been doing readings for people either for free or like $5, whatever.
And
It was
what
more
year
just
was
like,
this, friend?
This would have been, when I met you
Yeah.
was in 2018 because it was
Right.
after the Vanessa
Yes,
thing.
Yes. That's what
Now,
I said.
but I had been reading tarot since my kids were little. Like I'd been practicing and learning tarot, but I had wished my whole life that I was a psychic and I would get images in my head, but then I wouldn't know what to do with them. And I would know what people were feeling and thinking, but you can't say that to your mom when she's angry at you. In Gen X, you
And
can't.
Gen X.
You can't do it because then like the world was ready to shut you down no matter what, especially as a female in central Indiana in the 70s and 80s. You had no voice. Children were to be seen and not heard. We had no voice. So it didn't matter. There was no one in my life to be able to have the wherewithal or the education to be able to say, oh, I understand what you're getting and seeing. Let's talk about that. This could be this, this, and this. So I just kind of was like, put it out as like active imagination. And then I just assumed everyone could feel it. I assumed it was a thing for everybody.
Right.
Well, then I was like, okay, I want to do tarot cards. I want to learn how to be a psychic medium. I was obsessed with Sylvia Brown and with John Edwards and like just mediumship. My whole life, I've been obsessed with it. Went to a medium when I was in my 20s and they were like, you're going to do this work. I'm like, I don't see Schmed people. Can't say the D word. Schmed people. So I thought you had to see them. Right. So I'm doing the deep dive into tarot cards. I've been taking tarot classes and Michelle's wife, Laura, is in my tap company. We're in Detroit at a tap thing. And I know at this point that they live at Camp Chesterfield, that Michelle's a medium. And I'm like, this is so cool. I love it. And I'm like, oh, I don't do mediumship. But when I do cards, then I get these, I don't know, I can hear like, I know it's a grandmother coming in with the information. And one time I just started talking and it wasn't my thoughts, but I was just saying what was happening. It turns out it was like a little girl and And she was like, what do you think?
I love this story.
I can still see it clear as day in that bar. It's like a blue light. And you're like, what do you think a medium is? I'm like, you got to see and I don't see and she's like, no, you're a medium. You're a medium. Like you're a medium.
I will never forget that moment.
Like, and it
was
was,
fun.
and she's like, you can call yourself a medium. You have permission to do that. And I was like,
You've crossed the threshold.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh.
You've gained that level.
Exactly.
yeah. And then at
Clear
that
the level,
point,
exactly.
yeah. And at that point I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was just psychic.
Mm. That makes
And you know
sense.
what? According to certain practitioners and teachers,
I'm gonna have to move my crown. My head is hurting.
that's okay.
Sorry.
Um,
I know.
So according to some
Should put it
practitioners and teachers, unless you connect a certain way, physically feeling, then you're not doing mediumship. And I'm like, listen, stay out of my aura. You don't get to be in my business.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel you. But then what I've learned is everyone connects differently. Everyone gets those messages differently in the beginning. And like, we might expand our ability to do the other things. But yeah, so that's how like Michelle and I know each other in like the weirdest circumstance. And also look, orange. That's my sign for spirit.
Gosh.
Wow.
It's my sign for my spirit people.
Oh my gosh.
That actually, it was orange juice that popped in last week. That I was like, oh my God, that was a sign for my spirit.
I love
And
that.
they're like, I'm new here. I'm like, welcome in. Thanks for being
We're
my
happy
sign.
You're here.
So anyway, that's how Michelle and I got to know each other. Carey and I found each other
On
through a mutual former friend, I
yes,
guess, on TikTok. And now we're just like,
talking about the Akashic records.
oh yeah.
That's how it all started.
It all started because we were
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
good
doing a
topic.
show together. We're going to be doing
Mhm.
some sort of chat together or something.
Yeah.
So everybody has different definitions. So long as you're growing, that's all that matters. True.
That's totally
Very true.
It has to be that way because we're all
Has to be.
individuals.
Yeah.
Aspects of the divine.
Yeah. So, and now here we are. Now somebody asked, Chrissy, I don't know if you're still in here. I know, Chrissy, you asked a long time ago, and I made a note to go back. Look at me remembering to do that. So somebody asked, how does
Dr.
one,
Bach's like, thank God.
I know, it's like, come on, listen. You gotta, but also I feel like divine timing happens like you talk about the things when someone comes in that's supposed to hear it, right? So somebody Chrissy asked, how do you become a reverend? What does that require? What's required? Yeah. So like, what makes it so like you're a Magdalene priestess? You did a whole thing.
I did.
You're a reverend. I just float in the wind and do whatever I want.
Don't say that.
It's not true.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's just a different thing.
Okay. So talk about what it entails to become an actual, besides going online to Universal Life Church and filling out a form and becoming a reverend.
So you can marry people.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so my journey was with the Spiritualist Church, and I am so grateful that Camp Chesterfield was always in my backyard, even though I didn't know about it.
Right.
And so I would pass it every day, like drive past it and didn't even know it was there. But so the Spiritualist Church, we could spend hours talking about the history of how that all came about and so forth. But just to make this quick, there are certain classes, the Camp Chesterfield College, for example, you take classes. The first round is like, we call it seekers. So you're taking things like on auras and just the basics and the fundamentals of mediumship, if you will. There are mediumship classes. You're developing your mediumship because part of the Spiritualist Church is we believe in the continuity of life. So we actually make spirit contact during our services. And then, we study the basic unity of religions, where we study all the sacred texts throughout the world, looking for the truths in them. We honor all religions.
That's a very Unitarian.
It is.
Well.
It is. Yes, it is.
It is.
It is.
Yes,
it is. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and then you sit in development circles. I took classes on how to marry someone,
it's a thing.
The things you do as a minister, you have to learn how to do all of that. You could condense all that into maybe a handful of years and get it done. I personally was doing that when I could get to it while teaching full time.
Yeah.
I probably was at that a good 10 years before I was finally ordained.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I took that time to really take it in and absorb it.
Well, and I feel
integrating
each of the things. That way you were solid in your each of the pieces of it.
Right.
I need to learn to become more tactful. Well, don't we all?
What's your astrology friend?
So what path should a student sign up for at camp? Be more tactful. She wants to learn how to be more tactful.
And you asked Lorenda?
Yeah, right. Like I don't know if I'm the one to ask. I think it's a personality trait. Like,
let me guess, you must have a fire sign in a prominent place.
Yeah, I don't know. What's your sign, Kristen? I can't remember. Because that does make a difference.
You're big 3 anyway.
Yeah, what's your sign? Oh, she popped out and popped back in. She may not have heard us talking about her this whole time.
It's okay.
How to get more tactful? I don't know. I'm still working on that.
Again, I go back to the mechanics of a question. And I'd have to know more.
An angel makes a good point. Some people need that kind of communication.
Yep.
And it's true. Yeah, like I'm very direct, right? Yep. Pisces with Cancer in my house.
So emotional based.
And she's a hairdresser too.
And
And does QHHT.
Okay. How can this is more of a reading. Let me zoom in. So It depends on, of course, I think it's self-reflection. And again, for me, going to the anchor of connecting with your intuition, your higher self, your guides first to say, is this serving my highest good to be this way? Or can I balance it and temper it in some situations? Do I need to practice maybe some restraint? With that much water in your chart, you're going to be moving from a place of a lot of emotion, like Lorenda was saying, the cups energy.
Yes.
And so you're probably very fluid and moving around, which means you also connect with energy around you, which may not be your own. So that's why it's good to have an anchoring practice where is this for That's why sometimes we need to literally take a pendulum out. Is this for me? Should I say this right now? And sometimes a lot of the time, guess what? What we're missing, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say the big D word, which is discipline, is that sometimes you're meant to say it, and then sometimes it's not for your highest good. And it's very simple. I mean, I hope that helps. That's such, this is a big topic. And I think, but I will tell you, more than likely, especially for a lot of people in the West, we could practice more restraint. And also tact. Yeah. And also it's not for me. And also I don't have to say that.
And sometimes it's just none your business to say things.
You're on fire with your run. You're just hitting them.
It's like I should have my own show or something.
How'd that work? I was like, I think I'm just going to be honest. Lately, my guides have been saying, especially because the role I'm in, that actually routines, simplistic practices, and discipline is not a word I love, but understanding that there's time and place to like hold back and observe. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know when I was younger in my development too, like I would say things because I knew I was right, but it was more about ego than doing what was right.
That's a huge part of it.
So as I've gone through more classes and that discernment and understanding like, okay, I have to be okay with not being right. And I have to be okay with not being the smartest one in the room. Even if I am the smartest one in the room, I have to, maybe it's not my time to shine right now. Very hard for a Leo to accept, by the way. That's a journey.
That's why the next phase is moving into Virgo, which is think about that.
Yeah. Right. So you were going to say something, Michelle.
Well, what your point is reminding me of some of the Buddhist philosophy. When we're worried about being right, that's the ego. And when we're worried about being right, we forget to be kind.
Oh my gosh.
So, I think about that a lot.
Right.
That's
so true. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. We're living in the wrong era.
I know.
We need to be living in the East and just like sitting in a cave and meditating. I've done that before, I'm sure, for years. I missed that lifetime.
Of course we did.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go back to Scotland, live in the hills with the water and all the things. So that's what I want to do.
So we're gonna.
I'm in. We're doing it. Let's do it.
Mediumship trip.
Field trip
Yep.
that we don't come back from. All right. What do you three think about neurodivergent people and some of the,
You mean everybody who's a medium?
All of us?
Right.
Is basically neurodivergent. A lot of people have ADD. A lot of people are spicy when it comes to being, and this is part of you, right? And what was the rest of the question?
Hold on. Let me see if I can open it up. I don't know how to make it.
Actually, a lot of the
work
I'm going to be doing now is
people and some of the, it went away. Special abilities. Okay. Yeah. It was just the abilities. I think it works in our favor if we can learn how to harness it.
And also you understand a lot of those, there's so much overlap between the two. And most of our students can say a lot of our students claim to be ADD or have a hard time with it. And so maybe it's also framing it. A lot of the work I'm doing is going to be based upon that group specifically because we get into overwhelm and overstimulation, and then we just shut down. So then we can't adapt. So good thing is there's a lot of awareness that's being raised both in the spiritual community and also educationally, I'm sure, around people that claim to be neurodivergent and understanding how they learn, how they work, how they operate and function.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Right. Because she said, chronically iconic, same person who asked that question says, I feel like I have special powers, but don't know how to unlock them. And that's where development, finding a good teacher that you vibe with, that sees you and meets you where you are. Not someone coming in and going, you must do this, or you are not a medium. That's not okay. Someone that will start with rule number 1, medium's always in control.
Yep.
I'm autistic and hypersensitive to everything. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
We see you. We see you.
Yeah.
Have the person that asked that or said that, have you checked out the telepathy tape?
Someone literally just asked that. Orange juice people, the orange person said, have you checked out the telepathy tape? So check out, this keeps coming up and I keep not watching them because I keep forgetting.
Obsessed with it.
I gotta write it.
I couldn't stop it. Like there's so many.
And here's the thing. I also feel like that it is about reframing. So usually like when we start working with students and they come and they say, well, I'm so overwhelmed and these are my symptoms and this is what happens to me. And what we say is you're in a safe place, then that we see you. And then now we work not to try and fit into the world that's around us, but understand ourselves and slow things down and being able, because for many of us, I'm sure, like for me, there's certain situations, even after all these years, that I definitely identify with being more neuro, I would say for sure, that I can't be in a lot of, if for a very long periods of time, very crowded places, very overly crowded, that I pick up on too much in my aura and I have to remember every time to do certain things, right? So then it's sort of like, it's like validating your experience has to be the first thing and saying, and this is how I operate. And then we learn bit by bit, what are tools, techniques, and things that work for you to navigate these abilities and also your sensitivities.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Establishing that baseline, meeting yourself where you are. And I look at someone like my husband who 1000% is on somewhere on that spectrum.
Yeah.
It's what makes him successful.
It's because of
at what he does, right? And the fact that he remembers things. I'm like, how do you?
I hate those people.
I know.
Because I'm always like, I don't even remember what I had for yesterday.
Right. He's like, remember that time we went to this place and went blah, 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 blah. And our waiter's name was blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yet you can't remember to do the one thing I asked you to do. Like, don't put your wet towel on my wood.
Don't forget
thing.
about it. Yeah. Right.
Cool. Right. Okay. But he's not, he says, I'm not psychic. I'm not, he has no interest in anything that I do. He thinks it's all weird. He's never been to a show of mine. He's never seen me work on platform. He's never watched any of my stuff. I've been doing this a very long time. The only time he asked me to do it was when he was trying to decide jobs. And then then he maybe do it over and over again and he finally took my advice and it worked out very well. Let's just say it worked out very well for him. But anyway, his neurodivergency, his spiciness, right, works for him in the way he reads the room and he has no idea just how psychic and like he is, because he could be like, to him, it's common sense. He's like, that guy is thinking this, and this, and he can read it. He can read a situation and he can just sit there and just watch him and say nothing, and then just lay down the hammer and be done.
My husband's just like that too.
I know. And like they're intuitive and don't even know it. But, he thinks all this is weird. Our biofields are making moves in science now. And
Very exciting.
Yeah. Need to find a mentor. Well, you have.
I was going to say, I know we have to be careful about doing something off the app, but maybe we can say like how to get in touch. The good thing is, if you touch Lorenda's picture right here, you will find out a lot of things.
So many things.
And then also for Michelle, do you want to talk about, now we have to be, is Yessie in here?
Yessie's in here. She was pinning and unpinning. Well, I have mods in here.
Can you ask them maybe, because we can't say it.
Oh yes, she's in here.
To write down Michelle's information. Can we say that? So if they were interested in, and also me, she knows to tag me because I'm on this app too, but you're not. So
your website is
Michelle Oyler. Can I say this?
You should probably.
We're going to say it in code.
Okay. All right.
It's the first name
and last name
.com.
What's your last name, friend?
Oyler. Oyler.
Ooh, I love that. And I think Yessie can just tag me because can she do that?
Yeah, because Michelle's not
on the clocky.
Yeah.
So
Michelle's not on
there.
the clock app. And then somebody asked if Reverend Charles is on YouTube or anything. He doesn't do any social media, does he?
I don't know.
No, I don't. I've never seen him on.
But he's on the Book of the Face.
He's on the Book of the Face, but I don't know if he has his professional stuff on there. I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't know.
Check Camp Chesterfield.
Camp Chesterfield. He's on because he's a resident medium there.
CampChesterfield.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've already blown all the rules. So really,
have you gotten any VIOL? You haven't.
No, we haven't.
Here's why: because there's 3 people and it's entertaining.
Yes,
and I hate to use the word.
No, and look
TRUM.
The number up here.
Because every time I want to throw up in my mouth.
Right, but also Michelle. Carey, look at the number up here.
What is the number? I can't see anything.
It's a 5 and a 1.
Okay, high 5-1.
That-
I love that age. 5-1 was
Yeah.
awesome. 6-1's better, but
Michelle looks very familiar to me because she's famous. We just don't
and
know
she
it.
just has that about her, doesn't she?
She's a glow.
The girl next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Chronically iconic.
Ah,
Um,
maybe we.
And she found the website. So
Oh,
she's looking you
great.
up. So there you go.
Touche. Good
There
job.
you go.
No,
You need to come on. What are you doing with your life? You need to come
Ooh,
hang
that'd
out
be
with
cool.
the Lorenda once
I
a week.
know I do.
Just a tiny, just a little
She
something.
used to raise me.
Yeah.
I know,
Raise
right?
you high.
Very queen looking. She absolutely is. I only surround myself with queens anyway.
Mhm.
So Tammy, Rocco the Roddy, she's going to be coming in
Yay.
today. Wait, don't you get it? Do you get in today? You get in today, don't you, Tammy?
Awesome.
She's coming to Trance Weekend. She's coming all the way from San
Yes.
Diego.
Yay.
I've
That's
got
awesome.
6 people coming in for
That's
Trance Weekend.
amazing. That's awesome.
So we're gonna have to tomorrow after the gig, we're gonna have to probably go get food or something.
Oh, yeah.
She does have a very specific light about her. It's amazing.
Aw,
And plus, when people annoy me, they don't get to come to my house. So,
that's true.
but I know, right?
Well, you are special.
You are special.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
Olive likes you. That's really
Oh my
all.
gosh.
That's the
Yeah,
litmus
she
test.
barely barked at me.
Does she ever
She's-
get
I know.
an appearance on the show? Olive?
Sometimes she does. Sometimes she'll come up and get all
when
wired up,
there's
and
a
she'll come
ball
stick her.
involved?
Oh
And
my gosh, she's
you can't
amazing.
see
She is
her.
funny.
She
Where is
is
she?
the most
She's
cuddly,
sleeping somewhere.
good cheese, snuggly.
I
Sure,
know.
her
Precious.
hair is
She's getting ready to go to the airport.
Yes.
So exciting!
So let's talk about
Yes.
speaking of a pitch. While I go get some water to drink.
I know.
Why don't you talk about what you have available, what you're teaching, what you're
Oh, yeah,
teaching?
what do
and
you-
I'll
let's
say
talk about
it 'cause
what
I'm
you
gonna go.
teach.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
you do the thing.
Do you want something?
I'm just gonna get my green Stanley things over there.
Okay, I'll get it.
So what I first of all, I am a spiritualist minister, so I do serve some spiritualist churches in the area. Camp Chesterfield's one of them. I teach development circles. I have a couple of those that I'm doing online. I also give readings. Many times will go to some local expos or psychic fairs, and so I do a lot of that kind of work. I like teaching metaphysical law or natural law. That's kind of the basis of what I do, is taking the Hermetic principles and learning how to apply them to life and to mediumship and everything. It is everything. in
It
my
is
opinion.
everything.
It is everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Wish you had a spiritualist church in your place, but you don't need one. Actually, if you, I see what you're saying. You can do online also. Like Camp Chesterfield actually
Oh,
does
yeah,
online services.
Yeah, I can't. In fact, I was just on the online service this past Sunday. It's a nice service. It really is. And there's usually a message. Someone will do it like a lecture or a talk, and then they start with a meditation, the talk, whatever the talk is for the day, and then a couple of mediums take turns giving messages from spirit to the congregation, and it actually works really well online. And we had to start that during COVID, and I'll never forget the first time we did that. It was a little scary. Thank you so much. But it
The
works.
vibe going today.
It works. Look, you're all green.
I am green.
It's awesome.
The car's green. Kaylee.
Everything's green. It's
Yeah.
abundance.
It is.
It's my favorite color for abundance.
Okay, Lo, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
I teach classes. I got a couple things coming up. I have my schedule is on the thing in the site
With your picture.
with my picture. My schedule's out for the rest of the year. Twice a month, I'll do all level spiritual development, brand new people to well-developed practicing mediums. I allow my guides to basically dictate what's going to happen in that class based on who shows up. So I do that twice a month. Those are on Zoom. And then I also am offering a 4-week workshop. There'll be 4 Fridays doing trance. She's coming to
I'm
that.
going to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to?
I'm going to be a
And
student.
you need to,
Oh my
so-
gosh,
and
I
you-
need to do that.
I'm going
Yes,
to it.
you do.
Yes. Which is a good point. No matter what level,
Always.
we're always students.
Always.
Lorenda taught me
for life.
platform mediumship.
Oh, yeah, I taught-
and all my
Oh.
students for my program.
Yeah, I did a
That's
whole
so
4.
cool.
It's like a
Mhm.
4-week program for platform mediumship and
Yeah.
teaching how to do that.
And you're visiting my development circle to talk about past
Yes.
life regression,
I
which
am.
is so fun.
Girl.
My students
am.
can't wait.
And then you're coming to mine.
Yes.
I know. We're
It's
just
like-
doing all
it's
the
so
things.
It's a party. It's a party.
Yeah. And that
we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Okay. Okay. Actually, we've done really well.
we have,
Okay, I think Michelle's
considering
anchored us.
she does anchor us, which is funny because she's an Aries, which is
I know. Fire, like we feed
So
each other
weird.
here.
Oh
I
my
love
goodness,
it.
I
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Oh, let's see. Let me see what this question was. Do any of you practice past life regression?
And I do too.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yep. We're both BQH.
Yeah, BQH, and
And-
I was
and
trained by
QHT.
actually a couple past life regressionists who are here on this app. That's where I got my training last year.
I do. I'm QHHT certified through the Dolores Canon. Like you can only get QHHT from the one place, and then BQH, which is Beyond Quantum Healing. So I can do it virtually or that was cool.
Oh, we love that
Thank
part. That's so,
you.
that's
Thank you, Debbie.
that's a floating crown.
It was a floating crown.
Mhm.
We love a good floating crown.
Mhm.
Okay, hold on. Oh, do you do missing people? We don't. Oh, I don't. Do you do missing people?
Actually,
Now that we
I'm gonna
mentioned
share
it.
this.
Let's go into this.
I'll share this. I actually helped. It was started out a missing person case, and then unfortunately, they found
Okay.
2 young girls who had been murdered here in Indiana. And I worked with the lead investigator on that case. I was the medium, and he would ask me questions. I'd meditate, give answers, that sort of thing. But I'll be really honest. I decided I didn't want to.
It wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. It was too difficult.
Yeah.
It consumed me. I'm not sure that was, I don't know. I mean, I would gladly help anyone if they needed.
There are
help,
some
of course,
amazing
but
ones that are out
yeah,
there.
it's just, I don't think I'm not.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. Yeah.
Are y'all from Hamilton County? That we're tuning in from Hamilton County right now.
Actually, and did you tell them about this person about the event coming up at Camp Chesterfield?
So if you are in Hamilton County or nearby, we're going to actually be one county, maybe 2 counties north. We're going to be in Anderson, just outside of Anderson is Chesterfield, right?
County north.
1 county north
One county
of here, northeast.
Mhm.
At Camp Chesterfield, we have an actual live demonstration coming up tomorrow night. So excited. You're in Noblesville. Oh, yeah. So
Oh my
easy.
gosh, you have to come.
So easy. So easy.
Yes.
We can say hello to you in person.
So if you go to the
669.
picture and go to the linky thingy of the tree of the linkage, you'll see the tickets.
It's like this
It's
is
we're
this
talking
is Mario
code. It's
Kart
ridiculous.
right now. This is
Mario.
Kart.
You could. There's tickets. Yes, he's saying it. There we go.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Thank
Yes.
God for Yessie.
We love Yessie. And tickets are for sale from 7 to 9 tomorrow night, maybe longer. You never know. We're doing a live mediumship demonstration. It's interactive. We're going to be doing, let's talk about what all we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing
it's
like,
fun.
if you ever wanted to meet your spirit guide, somebody asking here, do you ever do anything where you meet your spirit guides? Yes. We're doing that tomorrow. We're doing sound immersion and then meeting spirit guides. We're going to each do demonstrate different types of mediumship. And we're doing readings and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. And we're going to be in Chesterfield. So if you're in Noblesville, it's a little quick jog. You could either take 38 up to I-69, head up, or depending on where you are, just get over to I-69 and go north. And it's before you get to Muncie.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's super easy. It's really easy, especially from Noblesville. It's easy to get to.
Do you want me to
Hi,
say?
Courtney.
Do you want me to say what my classes are? That
Yes,
I'm doing?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Before I forget, because I'll forget.
You'll forget.
So again, so my work is, okay, I'm trying to say this concisely. 2 things are happening right now. So the first thing is I love doing private readings. I love working and I do coaching, mentorship. I also actually do, if you're starting a business as a spiritual practitioner of any type, I have a coaching program for that.
And she's awesome at it.
I have 25 years of small business experience. I love helping people start their businesses. So,
yeah.
And Yessie, you can find me here. I'm on this app. So Yessie will put it in there.
Yeah.
Which is then find my picture. Okay. So the other thing I do is I have a membership called Goddess Rising. So I really work a lot with helping people right now on their spiritual path and their development. with their spiritual practice, their healing, their growth. But I also work a lot with the sacred feminine. So that and so we really work on changing from being oriented towards not connecting with the divine around us to being more earth-based spiritual practices. So, and also opening up to, of course, your guides, but also working with goddesses. And there's so much involved in that. I also am coaching, I'm starting a deeper program of training you to work in the Akashic records, which is a whole other piece. So I am launching a 3-part training, which will be, if you want, either just do it for yourself, or if you want to do it professionally. So that is definitely happening. So, and I do a lot of work as a psychic medium, an energy healer, past life, and then Akashic records. That's a lot of the work I'm doing right now.
Right. She's a busy lady.
Yeah,
she does all the things.
They all know. I'm trying to
narrow it down a little bit. I had to do the same thing though, because between teaching dance,
was teaching everything. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I had to narrow my focus too. Cause like I used to teach, and every once in a while she's like,
teach every instrument.
You can't play every single thing. I mean, you could.
Well, some people can actually.
But yeah, some people could. I know. We're like, but I want to take that class. All right. First one I've seen recognizing Hecate.
Yes. Hello. She is my main patroness. I also am a witch and a priestess. So that's a huge part of my identity and I love it. I don't teach witchcraft. Okay. I have people that I recommend for that. In my Goddess Rising membership, we have like a monthly spell. We work with the new moon energy, the full moon energy. So that's me to a T. I love it. And of course, you're doing a lot of deconstructing if you come from a more of a fear-based orientation towards that. So we work in a space of love here.
Yeah.
So.
And Carey, I will say, Carey's really good at holding space for and teaching people how to step into that energy and deconstructing and giving 100%. You that grace and space and time to do that.
We're not teaching dogma up in here. We're helping remove all of that from your aura.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're unlocking that, how it's got its talons in you. And that's a whole other story.
Right. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. Okay. Is a totally different subject.
Of course.
Is the clothing a person is wearing at burial appear as the same clothing in spirit?
That's an interesting question.
Who wants to go first on that?
Well, everybody I know is cremated, so there's that.
Right. That's right. I'm like, well.
That's it. I don't think so. No, I don't think. I think they show up.
I don't think so.
The way you'll remember them.
Bam.
Is that
I would agree. Agree.
How you remember them, because
how you remember them and when they felt good.
Yes.
Usually, unless there's something very
unless
specific.
they want you to know something.
Right.
About
Something very specific. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like for evidence, but usually they appear vibrant. And,
the color that they become.
Now, my dad will show up in a shirt that I remember him always wearing.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
And see,
yes.
so
Yeah.
Because you go, oh yeah, that's it. My sister
my
shows up, and when she first showed up for me, I just saw her foot with her tattoo.
Oh,
so I was like, that made me really emotional. She was an earth sign, so she wouldn't have been woo woo. She was like, here's my foot.
Here's my foot.
And here's
all
my
you get.
tattoo, which you would know. Lorenda would ride up on me like that. That's how you're going to be, bitch. You're going to be like, bitch. Here is my. Harley. She'll be like, "What's up? Here's my tats." That's so Lorenda.
Yeah.
No, actually, what am I talking about? She'll have a crown. She'll like throw
that's what you'll see. You'll get a crown.
What are you doing?
Right. Like, hold my crown.
That's what's good. It's not ever having an expectation of how they're going to show up. Talk about that.
That's true. Exactly. Because literally on the other side, they're just light. You know, I think we can choose to look, and they're going to come to you again in the way that you remember. So let me give you a good example. Okay. So if say my grandmother on my dad's side, my paternal grandmother, she was mean and grouchy. Like she's like, hello, when she answered the phone. That's literally how she answered the phone. Hello.
Thank you for the heart me. Thank you.
Yes. And when she was in her 30s, that's how she answered the phone. Like that's just her. Grouchy, grumpy. She had 5 kids and like a nurse, and she was just salty about everything. If in spirit, somebody was doing a reading for me and said, "Oh, your grandmother's coming forward and she's love and light," I'd be like, "That's not her."
See how someone sent you something in right there. They're contacting you, which is good. They're using
I
your
love that.
service plus.
Okay, see, if you need to know how to do these things,
Listen, that's why I'm teaching
she's your
Jake
girl.
the business.
The business thing. She knows these
Michelle,
things.
you're next.
Yes,
Yep, you're
you need to be in that class.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Lorenda, if you need, there's a feature down here.
Yeah.
It's called Service Plus. And
Yes.
you could, or not to bug you for today,
No, you're
sorry,
fine.
but if you have a question for any of us, just do it there.
Yeah.
And sorry.
And
to
because
do
no,
that
I
to
can also, because
Yeah.
if you have a question for either
It's
one
at
of these
the
guys,
bottom,
then I
helps
can
a
forward
lot.
to them.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Just for today. Oh yeah.
All good. All good.
Trying
I
to
don't
keep it
mind.
simple up in here.
Keeping it easy.
Mhm.
Easy. Anyway, so spirit will come to us as we remember them. So when I get evidence from a loved one, they might come in and be like, "Would you understand somebody coming in and just cussing like a sailor?" They're like, "Oh my gosh, that was my uncle who who was a sailor and who cussed a
Who
lot."
literally
was a cussing like a sailor,
I love
right?
that.
So
That's
you might
hilarious.
get that,
Mhm.
and then that person's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, that is hilarious." Or they might come in and like the other day, so last Thursday on the Crowned Medium last time,
I so love that. That's a good podcast name too. You know.
I thought so. You helped me deep dive that. Remember?
Listen. That's again.
We did
spiritual business.
the SEO development process to figure out the best name for my show. Spirit Signs and Sis wasn't it. But I'm doing the show and out of the corner of my eye, I literally see a spirit. It was a literal saw it over there. I'm like,
Good day to you, sir.
right. And then I see them walk in and sit in the chair in front of me.
Wow. I
I'm
just
like,
got the chills on that.
I'm like, okay. And he was just patient. He sat down. His clothing didn't stand out to me, like what he was wearing, just very simple. Crossed his leg, had his bourbon, and just sat there. He was very patient. Like he was waiting for the right person to come in the room. Turns out the person had not come into the room yet.
Oh, I love
When
that.
she did, I kept talking about going, "There's a spirit here." He's patient, but it wasn't about what he was wearing because he was very simply dressed, but that's how he dressed. Like once we started the actual reading, that was how he dressed, and he liked his bourbon. That's exactly how he sat. So he was coming into a way I could say the words because you got to say what you see, hear, feel, and know. You say what you're getting, and whether that was actually him and what he looked like is irrelevant.
But his vibration.
It's what his vibration
And it's
was.
the feeling of the whiskey and the love.
And like he had a cigar. I could smell the cigar. I could smell the whiskey, and he was sitting next to my bourbon barrel. I think that's why he came in, because I have a bourbon barrel in my reading room.
I love that.
And he was sitting
I
next
know.
to
What are we doing up here?
It's small
Okay.
down there.
Actually, and it's nice
I
and
know.
bright here. We're looking at a huge window. That's always good.
It is beautiful.
I'm sorry.
And you-
I have to tell you, I do feel a lot of spirit coming in. I don't know if we're doing a reading.
Well, it's noon.
It's our. Oh my God, it's.
We've been sitting for
That's so
2 hours.
fast.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again. Maybe okay, so listen,
Here we go.
tomorrow we're going to be doing our live show. So if you're in Central Indiana, go to check out the tickets.
woohoo.
and go check them out. Thank you for the hearts, friends.
Thanks for the hearts, guys.
And so you can come see us live. Now, also, Michelle and I are going to be at Spirit Fest at Camp Chesterfield. So if you can't do this weekend, she and I, we need to bully Kim, make sure we're in.
Right next to each other.
We
I
were
love
right.
that.
We
I
were right
love
across from
that.
each other, and so then I could finish up with her and be like, "Hey, go make sure to go get on
Yeah,
Michelle's list." And
absolutely.
we did that for each other. That was good
Are those
vibes.
all in person, guys, or do
Yeah.
you? Okay.
In person.
Those are all in person. Like we set up our tent.
Yeah, that
We
was
have
fun.
that was I love Spirit Fest, and then you can just go down the row and book your readings with all the people. Another good reader, Meg Wolsifer.
Yeah,
she's
she'll be
always there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't know if Charles is. He usually has
is,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, Charles. There's some other. I have yet to come across a reader that's not good
Yeah.
at Spirit Fest. Then they also have the healers, and they got all the things. And it's just like this. All the vendors, all the retail
So
vendors.
fun.
They have a spirit aurograph person taking pictures of the aura. That's always cool.
Yeah. I love those.
The Brian Peters is going to be coming in
Yeah.
from Ohio, where I did that event with the Healing Brew. He's going to be like, so if you're in the area, if you can't make it this weekend, come see us
So fun.
at Spirit
So many
Fest in
questions. I love
September.
that.
I know.
Please something.
Please follow. Oh, that's just Yessie saying,
Oh,
please follow us,
thanks,
set
Yessie. We
notifications.
love that,
We
Yessie.
love that. What is Spirit Fest? Spirit Fest at Camp Chesterfield is their biggest event of the year. They have one in May also called May Fest, but it's not near as big yet.
Yes.
September is big because I think it's because it's coming up on
It's
Halloween.
The best
on the best
time of the
season.
year.
The best time of the year.
It's our season.
Yes.
Does it feel that way?
Yes.
I love
And it
Yes.
is September 20th and 21st.
Yes,
That
whatever
Saturday,
that
Sunday.
weekend is, yeah.
Yeah. And I won't be on platform for the gala. And that really makes me sad.
We actually got to be on platform together.
We did. That was
I
years
would
ago.
love to see
fan.
my
that.
gosh,
that
it
was
was so
just
much fun.
last year. That was just last year.
Last year?
Yeah. That was wild too.
That was crazy.
Because like that, oh man.
Energy.
I bet it was
That
amazing.
was crazy.
It was well, and then it was funny because Michelle talks about how it was the first time I'd ever been on. I'd never even been on platform at Camp Chesterfield before, and then I'm on the big stage, the gala, and there's like, and I have like done my TikTok thing, my like put it all out there, and there were a lot of people that knew me, found me on the apps that showed up,
That's awesome.
and so I'm backstage, just living my best life. We're all hanging out, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, hey, whoa. And she's laughing. She knows that all of a sudden the spirits kicked in, like the vibration has changed.
Yes.
And now was Eleanor in
Eleanor
your
was-
group?
Was she on that?
No, she did the next night with me
She's amazing.
because I did both nights.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the first night was with you and Charles.
Charles.
Who else was on stage? Michael didn't
No,
do
James Hafer.
James, yes.
James Hafer.
I don't remember
Yeah.
who else was on, but there were 4 or 5 of us.
Right,
5 of us.
yeah.
That was so good. So good. And then
Was Meg with us? Meg and
oh yeah, I think it
Meg?
was Meg because she did spirit art.
yes, that was right. Yeah,
That's right.
It
She did
was fun.
spirit art. It was so good.
fun. It was so
All the
fun.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone use musical instruments to flow, to read people? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Sing and play to read people. Music teacher.
Music teacher. Yeah, have you done that? Like,
That's interesting that you say that. It's interesting that I'll get
Is it
tunes.
interesting?
It is. I get like little tunes in my head, and the message is in the song. You know
a
what
lot
I mean?
of it.
I feel like we call that clairvoyant, or we call that clairaudience.
Clairaudience,
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of indigenous cultures actually
Mhm.
move into connecting with their ancestors. Like,
Absolutely. Through like
Mhm.
drum circles.
Yes.
And, yeah, I am very into all of that.
Shamanism.
Shamanism,
Yep.
yeah, shamanic
Mhm.
journey, all of that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All of it.
Yeah,
All of
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
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 Yes.
So yeah, because music is vibration.
Absolutely.
angels work best also too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
connecting with their vibration with music
Yep.
too and sound.
Now,
and-
I will say sometimes before I jump into a reading, especially if I've been doing again muggle things like cleaning my house, doing all the things again, or like, and I'm like, oh, I have to go do a reading right now. Holy crap! Or if I, 10 minutes before I have to do a reading, and I haven't had time to like center myself necessarily, I will go sit in my space, tune in by turning on like the frequency music.
Mhm.
I will use that to adjust my vibration to
So
pull it where it
good.
needs
So
to
good.
get my physical body.
Yeah.
Because I know my spiritual body's like, are you done yet? It's time. We're here.
Drag your
Yeah.
keister over there.
Right. And then so I'll use that music to get my physical body in alignment with that vibration. It's the one foot in the door that divine gets in a religious group sometimes. Yeah.
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 It's like
true.
a key that opens some that vibration, that door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So this was fun.
Oh my gosh.
This was
Did someone
so
also
fun.
make a comment down there?
Oh,
Todd?
yeah, Todd did. I always lose track of the years. Lorenda and I discussed this when I was on her show. I lose track of the years as I get older. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yep,
you're
it's true.
Spirit worker.
Oh yeah. Okay. Charles, if interested, I'm doing an online message circle on September 17th. The details are on my spiritual Facebook page. So yes, to answer your question earlier, yes, he's on the Facebook.
Okay, can he drop
I'd love
his
to do that.
face? I know we're gonna have a book of face.
On the,
If he can
Well, we're
write
at the end,
what
it's
the
fine.
name of it is, and then yes, he can put it in the TikTok.
the other person is Michelle Oyler. She's not on TikTok. But you can go to her name, that the last name is spelled Oyler
Yes.
with a dot and a COM at the end of that.
Yeah, Charles, if you want to put
Yeah.
the name of it, and then we can, from where we are up here, because this is where all the peeps are.
Yeah.
you
So, and
find it.
actually, Yessie in the TikTok world, his last name is spelled KLEPADLO. Charles. Yeah. Oyler. And not Tyler. Oyler.
That sounds very
Oyler.
German.
Oh,
yeah.
Just on a
Oyler,
side
yeah,
note.
there
is.
Oyler.
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 Originally, it was EULER.
Yeah,
Yes,
Oyler.
Oyler. Oyler.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, Klepadlo.
Clapadlo.
Yeah. So that's on September 17th. So yeah, fantastic year. And I'm so excited because we're going to get to take his trance class this weekend. I'm so excited. Whoo, I'm going to be in my vibes.
Can I add this? One other workshop I'm doing, which is totally not to do with any of this.
That's okay.
I'm actually teaching a money and magic manifestation workshop.
I need that class.
You can come.
Okay.
So money and magic manifestation course, workshop. It's going to be 3 hours, and it's going to be really, I've been studying the law of attraction, the law of assumption for over 30 years, and also blending it with magic and really talking about how to get in alignment with your deepest manifestations to be able to create those things in your life. So it's going to be an amazing course. I just launched it. Basically follow me where, when
all the things,
and it's all on there. I have to link it actually a little bit more because I just launched it yesterday, and that's going to be, I think, September.
So
16th.
on the tube of the U's, that video, I hate talking in code.
I know.
That video will be living in my
with
channel.
A timestamp.
With
You're fancy
timestamps and a description and all the things. I know, right? But then also I will put their information in there,
Easier.
direct links,
Sweet.
all the things. We'll do all that.
We know it's a cluster.
It's fine. But all their information will be in there too. So you can reach out to any of those. And Charles will put your stuff in there too. All right.
Charles.
And and Todd, we're coming for you, friend. We're coming for you. We're going to come to see. So we're going to go see Todd at the Bank Sister House. You guys remember when we were talking about that?
Excited.
I remember Reverend Todd was on my show a while back. So he's actually in town from Japan right now. We're going to go see him.
I love that. What did Yes say?
You can find the video. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right. Good flight, sweetie. Good
it's
flight.
Todd J. Leonard, Leonard.
And what is Todd's name? Oh, yeah. Someone asked. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're up with it.
So follow.
This has been so much fun.
Yes.
Maybe this should be a regular.
Well, I'm thinking we should go live at some point tomorrow before the show.
Okay.
You know what it does? I have to say, it is really exciting when you have, just from the perspective of learning, when you're watching 3 people that do it professionally different ways, and then you're in the process of learning yourself, or maybe even doing this professionally, and you can know, this is a place I can get information, I can get guidance, I can validate where I'm at, and also maybe education. So I think that's valuable.
It is. So someone says, I feel like you guys need a podcast. Is that a thing?
Shut up.
I'm in.
Well, listen.
I
said I'm in the middle of 3 sisters.
Yessie, do a screen.
I'm in the middle of.
Yeah, I know. Yessie, do a screenshot. Okay. I hope she does.
I don't have my crown on.
I don't even know.
Hang on.
Wait,
Yessie, wait.
Hold on. The crowned mediums. It's backwards.
It's
backwards.
Okay, hang on. Friends.
It is gorgeous.
Yessie, listen, Linda. Okay.
Listen.
All right, listen. All right, ready?
Don't make me pee my pants.
Screenshot. So long do we sit
It's
here?
kind of, I think I got it. I think she got it. Oh my God.
I know.
That was good. I feel it. You know what? I'm not
talking about. I think it's a great idea.
The thing is that, you know that I think sometimes 3 heads are better than 1. In the sense of we help, because it helps our human.
Floating heads. 3 floating heads are better than 1.
Wait, like when I was a little kid.
I know, exactly. I also feel like the thing is that that is trauma. I remember it. I used to I swear, and my windows. The windows in your bedroom and oh my God. I was like, look, man, just because this house is old doesn't mean I am. I'm 5 years old, man.
I know. That's a no for me, dog.
So here's the thing. I do kind of feel like I want to say something about, this is a really good example of development, because even though all of us together have been doing this for so many years, we can't even count. We still need to support, help, encouragement, and regular practices, because this is not easy to do because of what you deal with. First of all, just getting a business up and running, doing this and feeling like knowing how to focus it. Having something consistently you can count on with supportive colleagues
Yes.
is massive.
Yes. Supportive colleagues is huge, huge,
It's
huge,
huge.
huge. So, hey, something we didn't talk about that I forgot about. One more thing.
Wow.
Remember how we did that?
I'm telling you, the spirit world's tapping on my shoulder.
I
I'm
know.
trying to-
We've got to, we
channel
do a
tomorrow
thing. We do a thing twice a month. Remember,
Mhm.
called the channeling experience
Mhm.
or channeling experiment.
Channeling experiment.
Channeling
Oh my
experiment.
God.
Facebook. Look, Facebook just said get out.
What?
Oh,
Because of time.
no, it's just being weird.
Because we're talking about stuff.
What the heck? This destination from the stream, then re-add it. Oh my goodness. So I guess Facebook said I'm done.
Well,
Okay.
we're done with you too, Nina.
Oh wait, I don't want to do that. No.
Oh, about. Oh, you have to. Oh, continue
Wait,
to Facebook.
hold on. Hold
You'll
on.
go. You'll jump back on.
Okay.
Hang on.
No, but now
friends.
look, now it wants me to do the thing. We're just gonna let that go.
Okay.
Let
Bye,
it
Facebook.
go.
We're over here if you
Let
need
it go. All right. I know. I can sing. Seriously, amazing flow and energy to a podcast.
Oh
You know,
my
it's
God.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Love it.
All right.
That would
So
be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay. All right.
we have the software.
Plug me in.
Okay, cool.
Plug me
So
in.
anyway, so
That'd be- we should
follow
do that.
all the things. We'll put all the things on the thing. And then you can follow all the things.
And just
And
because
then
in
see what we
TikTok you
got
have
going.
to
You have to
do
say
a certain
things.
you can't say things. You can say other things.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you all for coming in and hanging
Thank you
out.
guys so
Many
much.
blessings to
Yes.
all of you. Thank you, and follow us and do the things.
Thanks, guys.
All the things.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Michelle.
Yay, thank you, Michelle.
Yay.
Thank you, Carey.
Yay. I know, it's
Okay.
awesome. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Bye, friends.
Wow, we didn't get any violations.
Well.